Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company, live from Braidwood tonight. Reed-Custer hosting Wilmington, a pair of 5-0 teams, and we get set for what is bound to be an epic battle tonight here at Reed-Custer. I will tell you this much. Last time we were over here, it was a completely different environment. We had natural turf and a completely different scoreboard. This time around, we got a brand new turf field, which, by the way, is beautiful. A new scoreboard over in the south end of the stadium. That's also beautiful. And they've done a lot of work around here, particularly over in the entryway where the original gate is, and all of the concession stand area. That, of course, has been a work in progress over the last couple of years. And what a great setting tonight. Beautiful weather for football and for a pair of 5-0 teams here in the ICE Conference to do battle. We got a whole lot of stuff to get to here tonight. We got a full interview with the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Rains. We'll also have a look at some area games, some finals from last week as well. We're even going to get to tonight a Bill Francis original when it comes to our pregame show because Bill and some other people that were listening last week heard us talk about when was the last time that Wilmington gave up 3 touchdowns in 4 possessions in a half or in a first half. And Bill has the answer to that because, of course, he would. I think he's got every piece of information known to mankind somewhere around there.
If it's about Wilmington, he has it.
That's very true. All right, we have a bunch to get to here. We're going to take our first break of the night. When we come back, we'll get to your finals from last week and look at other games going on throughout the area. We'll also get to our interview with Coach Rains here in a little bit as well. This is Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company right here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
Back here to Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company, about 15 minutes away from opening kick tonight here at Reed-Custer. Figured we would get you caught up on some stuff that went around last week. Of course, Wilmington, a 56-20 win over Herscher, and a few people were kind of questioning that a little bit. Like, what was going on with the Herscher game? Matter of fact, we were having some conversations tonight about that. The first touchdown of the game for Reed-Custer for Herscher was very quirky. A bunch of Wilmington defenders ran into each other, but Herscher then lost their big guy, Travis Jones, and I think Wilmington kind of took it easy a little bit. Then all of a sudden, Herscher got on the board quick, and then boom, just like that, the Cats had to come out after halftime and put some things together, and they did, and ended up running away with it. But it was homecoming, too. Things are a little weird during that time of the year.
Coach always worries about the homecoming. The guys get their mind divided in too many different avenues and don't have it centered on the game first. And consequently, sometimes it causes some problems. But they came out the second half, got down to business, and played like they were supposed to.
That they did, and Wilmington beats Herscher 56-20 last week. Reed-Custer defeated Piatone 41-0. Now, if you remember, going back a few weeks, Wilmington had a little bit of issues with Piatone, too, just a couple of score game. Reed-Custer had no such problems last week. Coal City 31-0 win over Lisle last week. Mantino got their first win of the year, a 38-22 win over Streeter. Bishop McNamara 49-14 over Elmwood Park last week. Morris blew out LaSalle Peru 49-7. By the way, Morris has a showdown tonight. They'll end up taking on Richmond Burton, who is highly ranked in 4A. And, of course, Morris is number 1 in 5A. So there's a couple of big-time battles going on tonight. We're going to keep an eye on that. Crete-Monier ended JCA's win streak 48-42. I believe Wilmington now has the longest win streak in the state, and that could be very dicey here tonight. Yeah. So we'll see. We're going to keep an eye on all of that. Some more scores from last week. Providence 53-26 over Woodstock Marion. Spring Valley Hall blew out Mendota in a very high-scoring game, 66-45. And Marengo, the team that Wilmington saw week 1 and had such a good quarterback, they've managed to now stretch their record out to 3-2, I do believe, with a 43-10 win over Harvard. They play in a little bit of a difficult Division II and a tough conference. Be interesting to see if they can somehow make a run into the playoffs here.
When that quarterback they've got, they can base something on him. They can go somewhere with him. I expect them to do quite a bit before the year's over.
Yeah, I think they will. We'll look at games around the area tonight. Wilmington at 5-0, of course, plays here at Reed-Custer, who is also 5-0. Cole City at 3-2 will host 1-4 Mantino tonight. Herscher at 1-4 will take on 2-3 Lyle. Matter of fact, Herscher hosts them tonight. Piatone at 3-2 will be at 2-3 Streeter. That's all of the ICE games, and we will keep a good eye on that here as the night goes along. Other games throughout the area, 2-3 Bishop McNamara will be at 1-4 Aurora Central Catholic. I believe the same Aurora Central Catholic who just lost 75-6 or something like that against IC Catholic last week. Speaking of IC, at 4-1, they will host 5-0 Wheaton Academy tonight. That'll be a good battle up there. Johnsburg at 3-1 will be at 2-3 Plano. As we mentioned, 5-0 Morris takes on 5-0 Richmond Burton. That game at Richmond Burton tonight, we'll keep an eye on that. 4-1 JCA will be at 3-2 St. Lawrence. Providence at 3-2 will be at Montini tonight, who's also 3-2. That's a full rundown of everything as it's going to be here tonight throughout the area. Of course, the big ones we're going to keep an eye on. Morris going up against Richmond Burton. We also keep an eye on IC Catholic and Wheaton Academy, a big matchup there. And then, of course, the other big game of the night is right here.
Right here.
Reed-Custer and Wilmington. I will tell you this much. People have been talking about this game since the beginning of the year, really since the loss that Reed-Custer suffered last year. The Comets have been all about coming back and getting things done this year. Of course, unfinished business being their slogan going into the year. There's been a slew of Beat Wilmington t-shirts and other things in the crowd. So Reed-Custer is all in on beating Wilmington this year, and we'll see if they can indeed pull that off. I will tell you this much, Reed-Custer is loaded.
Yeah, they are.
At a lot of spots.
They're the real thing.
They indeed are. Okay, we got some other stuff to get to tonight. We do have a full interview to get to with the head coach of the Wilmington Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Rains, and it's a lengthy one, too. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back with that interview here in just a minute or two, and then we'll keep things rolling here from Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company, live from Reed-Custer High School tonight. Back with the interview with Coach Rains in just a moment.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. Welcome back here on Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you as always by Breezer Construction Company, and joined again by the coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Rains. And Coach, you had kind of a weird start. I mean, obviously we know homecoming, and that's what that is. You had kind of a weird start last week against Herscher, but then that second half, things kind of kicked into motion, and he got things rolling a little bit and got another victory.
Yeah, we did. And yeah, we know we had some breakdowns defensively. We gave up the big play, and you can't do that against a spread team. And but offensively, I thought we played well the whole game. We did make some adjustments at halftime, and the kids did a nice job coming back out the second half and playing more the style that we played. But also, I want to give Herscher some credit. I thought some of their kids played very well, made some good plays, and they're trying to get their program going, and I thought they had a good showing. So, but overall for us, it was good. Good to get a homecoming victory, especially for our seniors, and as always, good to be 5-0.
You know, one of the weird things, it seems like you kind of wait for these wrinkles from all these teams. You see a different look from a team week to week or whatever, and you come into the game last week with Jones being the big 6'4", 260-pound back, and then a wide receiver or whatever, coming kind of planning for that attack.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, he goes down with an injury in the first quarter. And then all of a sudden, they're smaller, faster, and doing something completely different.
You're exactly right. And we were looking all over for him, and then it is unfortunate that he had the injury. And then we relaxed a little bit, I think is what happened too. Their main guy goes out, okay, well, we think, we're going to be just fine. And in 2 plays, they got a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And so, that's something that we weren't happy about. But it just shows, it shows all the time, particularly in our conference, you cannot relax. The minute you do, they're going to find you, and they're going to find that weak spot and get you. So, the one thing is we made I should say, hopefully we made those corrections. We'll find out Friday night against Reed-Custer if we've done well with those. But like we said, though, I thought the second half the kids came out and played better, and we put together a better second half than we did the first half.
Now you get a Reed-Custer team. I mean, I know last year there was all that hype going into the game at Wilmington, and it definitely lived up to that. And then this year, of course, this whole, they're all seniors, and then your guys is kind of a younger group coming up and trying to make things happen. You're both undefeated in meeting over there. And an atmosphere that, we've talked about playoff style atmospheres, and I think you've had, the Coal City one bordered that.
Yeah.
And now you have one this week that really will be reminiscent of those late round games.
The thing about it is, I think the atmosphere and all that's going to benefit both teams. I mean, with both of us being 5-0, pretty good chances we're both going to make the playoffs. And so you get used to those kind of situations. You get used to an atmosphere like that. So, it's big. It's a big game, no doubt. The conference championship's on the line. But whoever wins and loses, I think there's still going to be positives coming out of it. I just hope. You don't want to see anybody get injured in something like this, and that was so bad about seeing the Hersher kid the other night. But no, it's a great challenge for us. Reed-Custer's got a lot of different weapons. Gavin Johnson over there has done a great job with coaching and getting the program where it is right now. And like I said, they're nightcap backers. It's big enough when 5-0 plays 5-0. Okay, now you throw in. It's Braidwood and Wilmington, where everybody knows each other, and it's a huge rivalry. Well, that just, steps up the intensity that much more. And then when you talk about you're going to run into these people probably the rest of your life, And it was a great game last year. A lot of respect for them and their program, and we're looking forward to another great game this year too.
And how different now does that become with the new field they have over there? They put in turf. I know with that spread offense and built kind of on speed.
Yeah.
Does that play kind of an extra little?
Well, I could a little bit. I mean, we played on it before. The good thing is last time we were on turf was at Northern Illinois.
Sure.
So that shouldn't be a problem. But no, I will say they've got quite the facility over there. They put in a new turf field. They put in a new scoreboard. I mean, they've really stepped up their game over there, and they've always had great facilities over there. So, but no, I don't think that should play any part into it. Like I said, we'll play on turf now, then we'll play on turf the next week at Lyle when we have to go to Lyle. So, if anything, that gets you prepared a little bit more in the playoffs. You get a couple of games on turf. So, no, we'll have our hands full. Definitely get prepared for their spread offense and trying to shut that down.
One of the interesting things about offense this year. And Barry, and it hasn't really changed year to year, but the fact that this focus on using every second of the play clock and kind of we saw one whole quarter on a drive already this year, is that a key in keeping this thing kind of where you want it to be?
I think so. I think if their offense is on the field a lot, I mean, they just got so many weapons that it's eventually they're going to find that weapon, but we got to, we don't need to score every time, but we need to get first downs and we need to control the clock. And, but that's no secret. They know that going into it. We know that going into it. And, I was telling some guys the other night at Catbackers is when you get into these conference games, I mean, this is where we become better because that team knows exactly what we're trying to do. That's when you play the Coal Cities, the Piatones and those guys and Reed-Custer coming up. These games just make you better and better, and so we'll find out exactly where we're at.
All right, and then lastly here, where do you stand injury-wise?
We're doing good. We've battled a little bit of the flu during the week, a little bit of the cold stuff. We had a couple kids miss practice, but they were back within the next day, so that was good. And But, I think everybody's battling that right now. And, again, nothing major, knock on wood, and hopefully we come out of the game Friday without no injuries.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you again in postgame.
All right, partner. I'll talk to you soon.
We're back here in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network as Wilmington Wildcats Weekly rolls on live from Reed-Custer, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company. Back in just a minute on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770.
Back here on Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company as we get set for football tonight from Reed-Custer as both of these teams get ready to take the field. I'm still not exactly sure why they added like another 4 minutes to the clock in the middle of the national anthem, because now we are all just standing here staring at each other for who knows how long.
Well, now, and so the Reed-Custer team has put off coming back out again, so now it's down to 3:25 on the clock, and they still haven't come out yet, but they're getting all ready for it, I think. They're striking up the band here. We'll see what happens.
That's true. About 3 minutes away from opening kick here tonight. As we mentioned, teams going up against each other this week. The big games tonight, Morris at 5-0 at Richmond Burton, who's also 5-0. Wilmington at 5-0 here at Reed-Custer. And then the other game tonight, that's kind of the big one, IC Catholic at Wheaton Academy. IC at 4-1 and Wheaton Academy at 5-0. I will tell you, we had kind of prefaced this a little with Bill had done some work in regards to a comment that we had made, let's see, last game, somewhere during the middle of the game, and enough people had asked Bill about this that he decided to go back and look. And that was the last time that Wilmington gave up 3 touchdowns in 4 possessions in the first half of a game. Now, that seems very, very complicated. It would seem like that hasn't happened that much. However, it has. And as a matter of fact, the last time was November 20th, 2019 against Byron in the quarterfinals. Then earlier that year, it happened against Coal City. Then if you go back the year prior in 2018, it also happened against Coal City. And IC was the one before that in 2017.
Yeah.
I will tell you, the one major difference between all of those was in all of the previous games, Wilmington lost. The game against Herscher was the only time in recent history that Wilmington gave up 3 touchdowns and 4 possessions in the first half and went on to win. Not only that, but win by a decisive margin.
In other words, you don't want to give up 3 touchdowns in the first 4 possessions.
Correct. If that happens, you are more than likely in major trouble.
Yes.
Big thank you to Bill Francis. Matter of fact,
Thank you, Bill.
I think Bill is actually out of town this week and checking out our broadcast. So glad that he can be along for the ride. And by the way, we're glad that all the rest of you can as well. This is going to be a big game tonight. I will tell you, we are literally outside. So if it seems loud, it is. So here come the Comets as they will take the field through their version of a run-through. I do like, by the way, all the American flags coming out with that. That's kind of cool. Coming out through the band in the far end zone. Fireworks going off as well. We'll get set for football tonight here from Reed-Custer.
Well, they've definitely brought all their cowbells. You're going to hear a lot of the cows ringing tonight, so.
That you will. And we'll get everything kind of calmed down here, and we'll get set for football from Reed-Custer. Now, we'll tell you this. Reed-Custer won the toss. They deferred to the second half. So that could come into play somewhere down the line here.
I've never seen a Comet with a head before.
I haven't either. That's the first.
It's number 00 out there.
Yeah, the Comet mascot thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember them having a mascot, did they? I mean, as far as like a walking around one.
I don't remember seeing it before. No.
I will tell you, a lot of excitement at Reed-Custer, and well-deserved. They had a really good year last year. Just came up just short against Byron.
Yeah, we were kind of cheering for them in the car when we turned it on, found out they were that close, and dropped the game right at the very end.
Well, and we kind of, I have a weird crossover thing with Reed-Custer a little bit, so it's a little bit different for me. But tonight is going to be very interesting. Reed-Custer kicking off to Wilmington. The Cats will return it left to right. Back deep for Wilmington is Colin James, and he will take it to the far side at the 15, across the 20, 25, out across the 30. James all the way out to the 36 or so. And that's where Wilmington will start, 1st and 10. You're going to find out real quick tonight if the Cats will be able to hang on to the football and play ball control. If they go 3 and out and they do that quickly, it could spell trouble. The Cats need to hang on to the ball, no penalties, no turnovers, and churn out 345 yards a carry.
With our great depth, we've decided that the only way they're going to stay in, Wilmington's going to stay in this game, they've got to hang on to that ball.
Yep. I mean, Wilmington won it last year after a bunch of people said, oh, how in the world is that going to happen? And the Cats came away with a 21-14 win at home. I believe they can do it again, but stuff has to really, really work tonight. Out of the double wing here, up under center. Now pitching it left side, James will try to churn ahead. He will get 2, maybe 3 yards off the pitch from Ryder Mentz. And it will set up 2nd down and 7 or so. Again, Wilmington's game plan is to use every second of that game clock and play clock that they possibly can. And you will never see them really snap the ball before, maybe, usually 5 seconds on the play clock.
What's the, you know what the average scores per game is for the Reed-Custer offense?
It's a lot.
It's got to be like close to 50.
It's a lot. Out of the double wing here. Again, Mentz up under center. In motion is James. Gets the pitch left side. Tries to string it ahead. He'll get another couple of yards. It'll set up 3rd down and long. And there is a player down for Wilmington. Bring up 3rd down and about 6 is someone down on the far side for the Cats, and trying to see exactly who that is.
Yeah, but we can't see his number yet.
So we got to look at that in a minute. And this is really the very important thing for Wilmington, is to somehow get out of here with the 1st down on this opening drive. Reed-Custer was very confident that their defense could force a 3 and out and get their offense to football quickly. And so far, they're doing a pretty good job of that. So limping off the far side is Pete Rampa, the 5'11", 213-pound junior, as he will come off the field. And already the Cats are going to have to make a change. They'll bring up 3rd down and 5 after a gain of 2. And quite frankly, the way Barry's called this game tonight is the way Barry calls the game.
Yeah,
First or second possession every time.
Usually the same guy runs it 2, 3, 4 times in a row before he switches off.
Let's see, 3rd and 5. This Reed-Custer crowd getting into it a little bit here. Let's see what the Cats do here. Out of the double wing, pitch comes near side. Not a whole lot of room. Farrell gets stacked up for no gain. And that will force a 4th down and 5. So Kyle Farrell for no gain. And it'll be at the most gain of a yard, but it looks like no gain. And the Cats going to be forced to punt it away on 4th and 5, and that's exactly what Wilmington wanted to stay away from. So the Cats will be forced to punt. Everybody splits out here as Reed-Custer will get set to punt it away. Good snap here, and Juster's kick is high and will bounce at about the 27 and will roll sideways and be touchdown at the 22-yard line. So that's where Reed-Custer will take over 1st and 10. And now, can Wilmington's defense hold down Reed-Custer's offense? And I think that's been the big question for everybody all week, is what are the Cats going to do defensively against this multi-prong attack? Led by Jake McPherson, the 6'3", 205-pound senior, will do the signal calling here tonight, and he's got plenty of weapons around him, including Lucas Foote, the 6'4", 220-pound senior. You'll see a lot of different guys tonight. So spread formation here, 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. McPherson going to take it himself. He's stacked up, got maybe a couple of yards or so. Good job by the Cats defensively to stick in there. Cade McCubbin on the tackle. It will bring up 2nd down and call it 7 after a gain of 3 for McPherson. Again, 2 receivers split out to the near side. Peyton Bradley is the one all the way over here on the near hash. And now 1 back in the backfield next to McPherson. McPherson will hand it off that left side. And a decent gain out near a 1st down for Jace Christian. So Christian finally tackled by Ryan Nelson, and it will be a gain of about 8 yards and a Reed-Custer 1st down. So again, you have so many weapons for Reed-Custer.
Yeah, and so far they haven't opened up that passing game, running the ball and running it very, very effectively.
So now that diamond formation to the far side, the quad receivers, 1 back to the near side. McPherson will be out of the shotgun here. The Cats look like they're going to rush 4. McPherson swing pass on the far side. That's caught and stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. McCubbin out there again as that pass caught by Josh Bohawk, the 5'9", 178-pound senior. Josh with his first catch tonight will give him about a gain of a yard, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Again, you'll see a little bit of everything from Reed-Custer. They will do run-pass option. You'll see some passing tonight and just some straight running attack too. So Cats are going to have to be ready for everything. So 1 receiver split over here to the near side, 2 to the far side, and McPherson out of the shotgun here. 8:18 to go in the 1st quarter. Reed-Custer working right to left. Handoff comes off the near side, and that gets run out of bounds at about the 39-yard line for Brandon Moorman, being chased on the near side by McCubbin along with Brendan Moran. And Moorman will get about 3 yards, and will set up 3rd down and 6 for Reed-Custer from their own 38-yard line. Boy, this is huge for Wilmington right here. Their defense really needs to get off the field.
They need to stop right here.
All right, Reed-Custer again in that no-huddle offense, and you'll see that a lot tonight. Not that they're really going to go up-tempo. It's just they never really huddle. In fact, the play clock down to 5. 2 receivers either side. McPherson out of the gun. Steps up in the pocket. Fires. That's caught. And up the middle. And this could go for a touchdown. Lucas Foote is going to cruise inside the 10-5. Touchdown, Reed-Custer. So Lucas Foote with a 62-yard touchdown reception. So if it stands, it is a 62-yard touchdown reception. But I think it will just be a sideline warning if I have that right. I'll tell you one thing, Foote made 1 move and he was gone. And I mean, that went quick. So a 6-0 lead pending whatever this penalty is here. They still have not exactly said.
Who caught the ball?
Lucas Foote, 62-yard touchdown reception. Again, they're still discussing this here. I believe it's a sideline warning, which would ultimately be I don't really know what this is, quite frankly. They're still talking about it. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Now they're going to talk about it on the far side, and we'll see exactly what this flag is. It might actually, who knows, maybe it isn't touchdown. I don't know. All right, so there's 2 penalties. There's an unsportsmanlike conduct against Reed-Custer and something else, too. I couldn't get the first penalty, but they were both dead balls, so that means the touchdown will count. It'll stay 6-0 pending the extra point, and they will kick off from, who knows, way back.
Wow.
So the Comets will get set to attempt the extra point eventually here once they get done with all this. And this is exactly what Wilmington was hoping to avoid, and that was a 3-and-out and a quick touchdown, and that's what Reed-Custer got.
We've only gone 4 minutes and 5 seconds, and it's already come to reality.
I don't know. This is taking forever on whatever double penalty this is. So Reed-Custer going to go for 2 here. I mean, why not? So far, Wilmington has been unable to stop him. So 2-point conversion upcoming here. McPherson out of the shotgun. And off the left side, actually that's not McPherson, that is Lucas Foote. And Foote will throw it back to McPherson in the end zone, and he will also get a penalty flag for unsportsmanlike conduct, which that one is kind of insane. But so Lucas Foote chucks it into the end zone back to McPherson, and that will make it an 8-0 lead for Reed-Custer with 7:51 to go in the opening quarter. Take a break. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred and Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
I can't wait to see where this ball ends up being kicked off from. It might be back inside the 5. It literally will be, what is that, the 6-yard line where they're kicking off from?
He hasn't put it down yet, but I think it's 5.
It looks like from the 6-yard line.
6-yard line, yep.
I will tell you, the original unsportsmanlike maybe, I thought the second one was just, I mean, McPherson was just hopping up and down. He wasn't even yelling at anybody else. He was facing the stands. So I'm like, I don't know. Do you want him to not be excited about scoring a touchdown? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not too excited about those kind of penalties.
No, it's a big game. I mean, granted, anything that, will benefit the Cats, fine. But it's a big game. They're excited. Let them celebrate a little bit. I mean, it's one thing if you're in somebody's face or something, but that's weird to me.
I don't know.
Well, they're going to kick off, what is that, the 6?
6-yard line.
When was the last time you saw a kickoff from the 6-yard line?
I never have.
So right to left here. And a line drive kick comes down at the 45 of Wilmington. Farrell inside the 40, inside the 35, down inside the 30, and gets down near the 28-yard line, and that's where Wilmington will start 1st and 10. Well, now the Cats really need points, and they need them quick. Well, I mean, not quick, but they need them in this drive. You definitely don't want to give it back to Reed-Custer because you'll be playing right into some problems. 7:43 to go opening quarter. Reed-Custer leads at 8-0. The Cats will have the ball 1st and 10 deep in Reed-Custer territory. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you kick off from the 6-yard line. So out of the double wing here. Mentz up under center. Pitch back to, I think this is Colin James, down inside the 25. Now he'll get 3, maybe 4 yards.
Looks like he picked up 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7.
So I'll bring up 2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4. Ball right down at the 25-yard line. The original line of scrimmage back out to the 29. Again, the Cats will use every single second of that play clock, and they will do it every single time. Wilmington in no desire to give the football right back to Reed-Custer, I can tell you that much.
No, we've seen what Reed-Custer can do with it.
And they can do it quickly. Out of the double wing, 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Wilmington working left to right. James again off the left side as he gets ahead maybe a yard or two, and that's it. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. And the Cats so far have really done nothing out of the ordinary. It's just been off tackle, off tackle. So 6:35 to go in the first quarter. Clock still rolling. The Cats will have it 3rd down and 5 from the Reed-Custer 24-yard line. If you ask me, this is 2-down territory.
Oh, yeah.
A field goal tonight, not going to do you much good. Underneath it comes. That gets stretched out and not much. Maybe 2 yards. That's the counter play underneath to, is that Farrell? And Farrell will pick up another yard, and it will bring up 4th down and 4.
It's going to be 4th down. Come on, Comet fans, make some noise. Hold them clear. Let's hear you. Let's hear you.
It appears that Wilmington's going to try a field goal. And as much as I think getting points is important, I think that Reed-Custer might score 40 tonight. So
yeah.
So field goal attempt upcoming here from Juster out of the hold of Mentz. Good snap, good hold. The kick from Juster is good.
And the field goal is good for the Wildcats.
So Juster bangs it through what I believe was a 39-yard field goal, and it will make it Reed-Custer 8, Wilmington 3. Well, that was a beautiful kick
wow,
from Reed.
that was. He had plenty of room to spare.
So he'll bang it through the uprights, and the Cats now trail 8-3. Take a break, come back with more Wilmington football in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned.
So 5:26 to go in the first as Reed-Custer let Wilmington get the ball deep in their own territory after the kickoff from the 6-yard line, something that I've never seen before, by the way. And Wilmington doesn't go anywhere. So they've gotten the ball twice, have the Wildcats, and so far no first downs to show for it, although the field goal from Reed-Custer does get Wilmington on the board.
And that was caused basically by the penalties that were assessed against Reed-Custer.
Yeah, purely. I mean, when you had, what was that, 40 yards in penalties? would tend to do that. Juster with the kick here, back deep, and it's going to go taken back into the end zone. That should not be allowed to be returned out. Out across the 15, out near the 18. That should not even be returnable, I don't think. They said if he catches it and then goes into the end zone, he can bring it out. I don't think that's the case. I think if the kick carries you into the end zone, it's dead, but maybe I'm wrong.
If that was in that end zone, they're not supposed to bring it back out.
Well, that will be 1st and 10 for Reed-Custer. The ball back down to the 19, almost the 20. So either way, you end up with about the same result there.
Well, let's see if Wilmington can dig in their heels a little bit and stop this passing game.
Well, they're officially going to put it at the 18. Trips receivers to the near side. McPherson will be out of the shotgun with Jace Christian to his left. Now he'll switch to his right. One receiver to the far side. 1st and 10 for Reed-Custer from the 18. McPherson swing pass out to the near side. That's caught out across the 15 to the 20. Foot trying to get to the outside. He'll get to near the 22-yard line. And Foot will pick up about 4 yards or so as Wilmington ushers him out on the near sideline and give him 4 yards on that reception for Lucas Foot.
So Foot's got so far 66 yards tonight. We've just started the game.
All right, 5:09 to go in the first. One receiver to the far side, 2 back to the near. McPherson out of the shotgun. Well, hand it off up the middle. Jace Christian gets a nice gain. We'll pick up about 5 more yards. And we'll bring up 3rd down and a yard. So gain of 5 there for Christian. And this is the problem if you're Wilmington's defense. Reed-Custer does so many things well. And now the direct snap here. And we have penalty flag on the near side. It was a direct snap to Christian. But it ended up, I think, a false start off the near side. It is a legal procedure.
It is a false start, yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. And it will bring up a 3rd and 6. My papers went flying, and I had to have a fan rescue them for me. The wind came up all of a sudden.
Oh, hang on to it.
So 3rd down and 6 for the Comets. 2 receivers to the near side and 2 back to the far. Is out of the shotgun here is McPherson with Christian to his left. See what Wilmington brings defensively up front here, trying to shuffle everybody around, and now finally looks like 4 down linemen to approach here. So McPherson drops back, fires deep down the middle of the field, has a receiver wide open, and it's caught down to the Wilmington 45-yard line. Caught by Brandon Mormon. A gain of 33 yards. The pass play from McPherson to Mormon. So that will set Reed-Custer up 1st and 10 from the Wilmington 45, and so far the Wildcats have had no answer for Reed-Custer's offense.
No. Well, that's been a common problem of all the teams that played Reed-Custer. It's not a defense that seems to contain them.
No. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. That receiver in motion and keeping it up the middle. And going toward the end zone is Lucas Foot, who actually took that snap. Foot down inside the 15, down near the 14-yard line. It'll be a gain of 30 more and a Reed-Custer 1st down. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Wilmington 14. I guess a gain of 31 technically. So 31 there for Foot, who took it straight out of the shotgun. That's another thing to see Reed-Custer do a little bit of, is switch McPherson and Foot at that quarterback position. Now Foot back to the wide receiver spot on the far sides after a gain of 31.
They have such a versatile offense. They can do most anything.
They sure can. Shotgun formation here for McPherson. And he's going to keep it himself up the middle. There's all kinds of room. And McPherson down inside the 2 to near the 1. be a gain of 13 for McPherson and a first down for Reed-Custer. So up under center, try to go quick here, will the Comets. And snap back, I think that's Christian, and he's going to get in for the touchdown. And Reed-Custer will go up 14-3 with 4:26 to go in the opening quarter. And so far, the one way that Wilmington would have kept it close would be hanging on the football, and they have not done it. And Reed-Custer has just gone straight down the field twice. And I mean, no problems either. So Reed-Custer will probably go for two, and I mean, why not? The Wilmington defense has not even slowed down the Comets at this point. And we'll see what they do here as Christian out of the shotgun. This foot will take the snap. He goes up the middle, and Lucas gets in for two, and that will make it a 16-3 lead for Reed-Custer with 4:20 to go in the opening quarter. Well, take a break. Come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com.
4:20 to go here in the opening quarter as Reed-Custer leads it 16-3. As the Cats will get set to return this kickoff here, but not before, I believe, Reed-Custer got another unsportsmanlike penalty, I think. I'm actually not 100% sure, to be quite honest with you.
I don't know.
I'm not really. Honestly, I still think that there's not. Unless they're saying something very specific, I have not seen anything that really was too crazy. But
I'll be honest, I didn't even look at it after the score. I was too busy writing down what it was. But
I mean, I did. I saw it, and there's a little bit of talking. But I mean, again, it's a rivalry. It's two undefeated team. I mean, you gotta give them a little bit.
Well, they've been frustrated for a number of years, and they're finally getting their way with it. And you can't hardly blame them being a little happy.
Sure. I will say they better enjoy this one. So this kick comes down to the 32-yard line. This will come across the 40, 45, up the middle, Farrell down to the 42-yard line, and Wilmington will start again in Reed-Custer territory at the Comet 43-yard line. The problem for the Cats hasn't been special teams. They've done just fine on that, including the field goal from Reed-Custer. Farrell has had a couple of nice returns on kickoffs. The problem has been the offense has not been able to move the football. At least not so far, anyway. And the Cats at some point are going to have to open things up a little bit. I mean, if
that's what they didn't want to have to do. But
if they're going to hang around in this game, they're going to have to.
They're going to have to do something.
So 1st and 10 from the 43 of Reed-Custer. Underneath, this is James again. Tried to squirt ahead. There's not much there. Broke the initial line, but then I'll pick up 2, maybe 3 yards. And the Cats will be faced with 2nd down and 8.
Looks like he picked up 2 on the play. 2nd and 8. Wildcats.
I mean, I'll be honest, Reed-Custer came into tonight. This was the one game on the calendar that was circled for the last year.
Yeah.
And Wilmington needed to match some intensity, and so far,
it hasn't
that hasn't been the case. 2nd down and 8 from the 41 of Reed-Custer out of the double wing here. Still a long time to go. Pitch goes to James off the left side. He gets stacked up back at the 45. And that's going to be another loss on the play. That'll be a loss of, 4? Yeah, they're going to make it 3, back to the 44-yard line. And as we said, Wilmington's going to have to do some different stuff. I mean, it was a pitch to the outside that time, but
Reed-Custer has been well coached in what Wilmington does, and they're up there blocking every pathway.
So it'll bring up 3rd down and close to 11 here. And the Cats have yet to pick up a 1st down here in this first quarter on 3 possessions. 3rd and 11. In motion here, handoff underneath. This is Farrell, gets down to about the 41. And again, the Cats just gonna go with what they got, I guess. That gets them marking down to the 40, so a gain of 4 yards, and it'll bring up 4th down and about 7. So 2:28 to go in the first, and just like that, Wilmington's going to give the ball back to Reed-Custer. And the problem is the Comets have gone straight down the field twice.
Well, Farrell's carried the ball 4 times for 7 yards. That's how kind of night it's been. James has the same thing.
So Juster will punt it away. This will come down inside the 10, inside the 5. It goes out of bounds at the 1. That is a ridiculous kick from Reed-Custer. That bounced and kicked out right at the 1-yard line. So Reed-Custer is going to have to go 99 yards. But as fast as they moved the ball down the field the first 2 drives.
No problem.
I mean, unless the Cats can come up with something here to slow them down.
Tell you what, they have a couple guys that are just lightning fast.
Well, the Comets will face 1st and 10 from their own 1. There's still 1:53 to go in the first quarter, and Reed-Custer already up 16-3.
And the game hasn't been that close.
Yeah, not so far. All right, out of the shotgun here is McPherson, and the ball gets away from him in the end zone. Did Wilmington come up with it? A safety is called.
That's not a safety.
And if Reed-Custer came back up with the football, it would be a safety. It looks like it is. We'll make it 16-5. If the Cats could come up with that ball, it would have been a touchdown.
Oh, okay.
But it will be a safety. Reed-Custer managed to get back on top of it, and it will make it 16-5. Well, that's the first Reed-Custer error of the night. The snap over the head of McPherson in the backfield. The Cats, by the way, did not take advantage of that as much as they could have. There were 2 or 3 defenders in the backfield, and none of them can come up with the football.
I called it safety first. I thought sure with 3 guys back there, they came up with the ball. They did not.
They didn't.
It is a safety.
And yet again, Reed-Custer will kick off or maybe punt this time with the safety from their own 20-yard line. I mean, they've been kicking off. Been the most kickoffs I've ever seen from inside their own 30-yard line of all time, and we're only in the first quarter.
And that'll be a safety.
Well, Wilmington will get the ball back again, and the offense for the Cats needs to do something.
Yes.
That's about as plain and simple as it gets.
They can ill afford another 3 and out. They couldn't afford the first 2, but boy. First 3.
So the Comets will have to kick it away here from the 20 with 1:49 to go in the first. I will tell you, this has been a very long first quarter.
For scoring so quick, you would think it would have been a short one, but
And these officials, I mean, there's been some weird first quarter stuff, that's for sure. So Christian will boot it away off the punt style, taking it to 38, across the 45. James across midfield, up the sideline, down to the 42 of Reed-Custer, and that's where Wilmington will start 1st and 10. Again, special teams have been phenomenal. It's just been the fact that Wilmington has not been able to move the ball offensively.
43 left to go in this quarter. Reed-Custer in the lead, 16-5. Looks like they're going to put the ball at the 42-yard line, first and 10.
So the Cats will have it 1st and 10 from the Reed-Custer 42. I mean, you kind of get the feeling if the Cats can get something going here offensively that maybe that kickstarts something.
They got to have something that they can get the motor running.
Barry so far has played it very close to the vest. I'll tell you that much. There's been a little bit of kind of stretching some things out on some runs. There's been a couple of counters, but other than that, it's been pretty straightforward. There hasn't been a lot of craziness going on, that's for sure. I don't know what's going on here. Is Wilmington going to take a timeout out of a change of possession? Apparently they are. Well, that
is really
rather
different.
Unorthodox.
Now, there must be something he wants to communicate with the whole squad on.
I guess.
And he's going to. I don't see any value of running the entire time down and taking the timeout because the clock wasn't running anyway.
I don't know. Maybe giving your guys a little extra break. I'm not sure. 1:43 to go in the first. 16-5 Reed-Custer. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So out of the timeout, Wilmington will have it 1st and 10 on a weird timeout after a possession change.
Well, Wilmington has had the ball 3 times, each time with 3 and out. The two lead runners have both got 7 yards apiece.
All right, everything packed in again. Mentz up under center, 1st and 10 from the 42. James off the left side. And again, we'll get free for maybe a yard. And again, Wilmington just going right back to the same play again and again and again. And so far, with the same result. We'll bring up 2nd down and 9. So far, Wilmington has not even picked up a first down.
No.
In this game.
In fact, they really haven't gotten close to a first down.
No, they haven't been inside 5 yards. 2nd and 9 from the 41 of Reed-Custer. Again, Wilmington working left to right. In motion, Farrell gets the pitch. Inside the 40, will get down to near the 35-yard line. Be a gain of 5, close to 6 for Farrell. In fact, that's the best run of the night. That'll be a gain of 6 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3 from the Reed-Custer 35.
He got almost as many yards that run as he had the rest of the night.
I think this area is definitely 4-down territory if you can get a yard or 2 here. Down to 30 seconds to go in the quarter. 3rd and 3 from the 35. Mentz up under center. In motion, James gets the pitch. There's just not much there. I mean, they keep trying to go back to that, and it's not there. Jace Christian wraps that up for no gain, and it'll be 4th down and 3.
No gain on that play. It's going to be 4th.
That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter as Reed-Custer leads at 16-5. We'll take a break, come back to the second quarter in a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815 476-7916.
Start of quarter number 2 as Reed-Custer leads Wilmington 16-5. The Cats have yet to pick up a first down tonight, and they're faced with a 4th down and 3 from the Reed-Custer 35, and looks like Wilmington gonna keep that offense out there, and we'll see what Barry and this offensive staff come up with. So 3rd down and 3, again out of a double wing. Mensah up under center. Handoff left side, that gets blown up backfield, but James gets away and it gets chopped down at the 35. Well, that's a nice play on the outside by Travis Bohawk, who comes up and makes the stop. Bohawk, the 5'8", 165-pound junior. And the Cats get no gain, and it'll be 1st and 10.
Who ran that ball?
Colin James. I mean, Wilmington has gone back to that same play, what is it, 9-10 times in this quarter?
And they've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1-yard gains and 1 loss.
Yeah. It's been rough. I mean, he did make all he could out of that. It got blown up in the backfield, got back to the line of scrimmage, which was a pretty good effort just to get that done. 2 receivers to either side again out of the shotgun. This is McPherson trying to get the near side. He'll just get run out of bounds as Juster over on the near side to do that. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 8 after a gain of 2.
By whom?
McPherson.
Okay, thank you.
Now 1 receiver, maybe 2 out to the far side. This Reed-Custer offense goes no huddle, but that doesn't mean it's up-tempo.
No, they just, what they're trying to do is put pressure on the defense, not being able to substitute.
So 2 receivers to the near side in motion. Goes Mormon off the near side, up the sideline goes McPherson. He'll get pushed out of bounds at the Wilmington 44-yard line.
Gets a 1st down, comes out of bounds at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
A gain of 19 yards and a Reed-Custer 1st down to the Wilmington 44.
He's big, but he's fast, McPherson.
And Wildcats will take a timeout here. Coach Rink's trying to come up with something. And we'll see if he can actually get that done. We'll take a break, come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
So Reed-Custer with a 16-5 lead, 11:45 to go in the opening half. Wilmington yet to get a 1st down offensively, and Reed-Custer is just doing things at will.
Well, basically, Reed-Custer is scoring for both sides. They scored their own points, and they've got enough penalties to give Wilmington a chance to score.
That's very true. The penalty yardage is really the only reason that the Cats have the points that they have. McPherson drops back, fires down the near sideline, and that is incomplete. They overshot Lucas Foote down at the 15-yard line. So calling for pass interference on a play with no pass interference.
Yeah, they didn't stop him.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
It's not a partisan crowd.
No. Fantastic sportsmanship as well. So bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Wilmington 44-yard line as Reed-Custer will now put Foote back there out of that quarterback position. They've done a lot of damage out of this tonight. Foote up the middle, and there's just no answer. He's going to go inside the 30, Foote inside the 20, all the way down to the 15, and that'll be a gain of 29 more.
They've lined him up in that position twice to run that play, He ran 30 yards the first time and 29 the second time. Does it work? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. So 11:30 to go here in the opening half. Reed-Custer has had no problems thus far, and they're knocking on the door again, leading 16-5. The Cats desperately trying to come up with some answer defensively. But just about everything that the Comets have tried have worked tonight. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 back to the near. This is McPherson handing it off to Christian, who gets stacked up at the 15, down near the 14-yard line, and that'll be no gain on the play. And on the stop for Wilmington is Cade Hopwood.
Well, he got a hold of a leg, and he wouldn't let loose.
Clock will continue to roll here as down to 10:40 to go in the first half. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 back to the near. McPherson out of the shotgun will take the snap, hands it off up the middle, and Jace Christian is stacked up again at the 15-yard line. That will bring up 3rd down and 10, I believe, depending on where they spot this ball. Clock rolls down to 10:15 to go.
Did he lose a yard?
I think they ended up with no gain.
No gain.
So 2 receivers to the far side, 2 back to the near. McPherson will be out of that shotgun formation yet again. Takes the snap. That was end over end on a snap. That's really weird. Pass into the end zone, caught by Jace Christian. And that is a Reed-Custer touchdown. And the Comets now up 22-5 with 9:49 to go in the opening half. Did you see that snap? An end over end snap. 15-yard touchdown pass. That would be McPherson to Christian in the end zone and make it now 22-5 pending the 2-point conversion attempt here. Man, really, honestly, just everything has worked for Reed-Custer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they've had anything they want to try, they've been able to do.
Running the football, passing the football, putting different guys at quarterback. I mean, it's all worked. Second goal for 2 again here, and now we have a flag in the end zone. We'll see. It's a delay of game on Reed-Custer, so they'll back him up 5 yards. So again, Reed-Custer will go for 2 here, and again, coaching staff for Reed-Custer are kind of confused. I mean, it's a 23 on the play clock in the end zone. And either the play clock is accurate or it's not, but it seems like it's kind of a difficult thing. I mean, how is the offense supposed to know if...
I'll be honest about it. I didn't think they'd run at 8 o'clock. I thought they had plenty of time left.
Right. Well, it didn't even seem like they started the play clock, did it?
No, I was shocked. I was really shocked. I didn't think it was near that.
I mean, I am too. I just don't. Well, I mean, everyone knew coming into this thing that Wilmington would have to have ball control offense, and they would have to keep the ball for most of the game to stay in it.
Yeah.
And so far, the exact opposite of that has happened.
They have never gotten past three down possession.
And Reed-Custer, I mean, give credit where credit's due. They came ready to go. And I mean 100% ready to go.
They've got so much talent spread around that thing. I mean, they can do almost any kind of play. You just pull one out of the book and they can do it.
All right, so they'll go for 2 here from the 8-yard line. So rolling right side, McPherson throws it back, and there's nobody even out there, and except for the one wide receiver for Reed-Custer. And I mean, there was no one.
You realize that's the exact same play they did before?
That's Wesley Schatz, by the way, a 6'5", 220-pound senior who had nobody within 20 yards.
Nobody on that side of the end zone, nobody.
So Reed-Custer will lead it 24-5 with 9:44 to go in the half. And the Reed-Custer offense too, the weird part about this is they put 2 different guys at quarterback. They've put 2 or 3 different guys at running back, 4 or 5 different wide receivers out there, tight ends, and it all seems to work.
They've thrown it to 4 different wide receivers. And an
even bigger issue is that McPherson is probably one of their best runners at the quarterback spot. And then when you put Foot back there, he can do it too.
Yeah, he can. There's very little difference in the 2 guys.
There's just so many weapons.
Yeah. You say, well, why doesn't Wilmington do something? There's too many things to do. I understand it. It's amazing.
Well, at the moment, it is 24-5. And if Wilmington wants to stick around, something's got to change, and it's got to change very quickly. Kick comes down to the 25. This is Mentz across the 30, out near the 35-yard line before he's finally tackled. Tackle on the play made by Mateo Escobedo. And it will give the Cats a 1st and 10 from their own 35. Wilmington, again, has yet to pick up a first down tonight. I will tell you up front for Reed-Custer, Cody Marshner, 5'10", 230-pound senior. Wesley Schatz, 6'5", 220-pound senior. You've got Gavin Brusiak, 6'1", 215-pound senior. I mean, and Gunnar Berg, a 6 foot, 235-pound senior. Yeah, that's your defensive line. Goes up the middle for a gain of 2. When we say senior heavy, it is very, very senior heavy for Reed-Custer.
Who was that now?
So a gain of
2.
A couple on that carry. Believe that was Farrell there. Actually got almost 3.
Yeah, he did 3.
And if you look at the linebackers, Jace Christian, 6'2", 205-pound senior.
Oh, my.
I think the only junior up front there is Pfeiffer, and the rest of them are seniors. Off the right side, Farrell has nowhere to go. That just gets stacked up and thrown backwards. And that'll be a loss of a yard. They'll bring up 3rd down and 8. And again, Wilmington has just...
And they refuse to try anything else.
Nope. So I'll bring up 3rd down and 8 from the Wilmington 37-yard line. 8:20 and counting here in the first half. And Wilmington working right to left and facing 3rd and long. Mentz up under center. Hands it off now, a double handoff back to the near side. James trying to get the corner. Breaks 1 tackle, gets out to the 41 near the 42. Christian on the tackle, and we have a flag here on the near side yet again. I'm not really sure what that one's for either, quite frankly. As will be a gain of 5 yards for Colin James. And then they're going to get Cowan with an unsportsmanlike conduct. So gain of 5 on the rush. And the unsportsmanlike conduct will put Wilmington, instead of 4th and 3, it's going to be 4th and 18 or so. So be 4th down and 19 or so, as the unsportsmanlike is a dead ball after the play. That's why it's 4th down and not 3rd. And Juster's going to get set to punt it away. So a good snap here. Juster with the line drive kick that bounces and then picked up by Bohawk. He gets across midfield, inside the 40, inside the 30. Bohawk up the sideline, gets down to the 15, and there is a flag back out at the 40-yard line. It'll be a hold on Reed-Custer. So wipe out the return from Bohawk, and it will go back out to midfield from where that holding is, right at the 40-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Reed-Custer from there. The Comets, again, the only time that things went sideways for Reed-Custer was when they were at their 1-yard line and a snap went over the head of McPherson and resulted in a safety. But other than that, the Comets have been virtually unstoppable, and the Wildcats have not gotten a first down.
Yeah, it's been totally one-sided. No question.
7:52 to go in the half. Reed-Custer will have 1st and 10 from midfield, again working left to right here.
Yeah, Reed-Custer is bigger and they're faster.
Well, and when you're loaded with seniors, as the Comets are, and probably one of the best senior classes they've ever had, if not the best senior class they've ever had. As timeout to Reed-Custer. How fans can complain about getting a timeout called, I don't know.
They complain about everything. They're winning 24-5. What would they do if they're losing?
So a timeout to Reed-Custer, 7:52 to go in the half. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair.
All right, so Reed-Custer leads at 24-5. 7:52 to go here in the opening half, and the Comets back at it again. They've been unstoppable. They have run pretty much everything that they care to run tonight, and
everything works.
So far, that's true. So McPherson out of the shotgun here. Handoff goes near side. Trying to get the corner is Josh Bohawk. And he'll get down to about the Wilmington 46. It'll be a gain of 4. We'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for Reed-Custer. Clock rolling down to 7:30 to go in the half.
That's the first time he's actually thrown or run the ball. He's caught one for 1 yard. Got 4 yards in that one.
Trips receivers to the far side. One back to the near. Out of the shotgun again is McPherson. Swing pass out on the far side. Foot, a double pass. That's caught inside the 25, down to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and down to the 2-yard line. So Foot to Mormon. A gain of 55 yards. Well, 54 or 55. Foot to Mormon. And Reed-Custer knocking on the door again at the Wilmington 2. That's a really good play design, too.
I'm telling you, everything they've called worked.
McPherson went to Foot on that backwards pass, and then Foot threw the ball 50 yards downfield, and just like that, Reed-Custer knocking on the door. 6:55 to go in the quarter. And Foot out of the shotgun will just walk it in, and that will make it 30-5, the lead for Reed-Custer. So pending the either extra point or 2-point conversion here. I will tell you this, Reed-Custer in 3A, it's got to come down to them in IC, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine outside of those two teams there's anybody else that has this kind of firepower. I really don't. If they play like this, they might give IC a run.
Yeah, they might. I didn't think they had a chance against them. They do.
So McPherson on the 2-point conversion. That is incomplete on the near side. 2 flags. That's a pick in the end zone. That'll more than likely be wiped out anyway, and it will stay 30-5. I mean, usually when you see flags right there, it's a receiver trying to block out ahead, and that will be no good on the try. It will remain 30-5, the lead for Reed-Custer, with 6:45 to go in the opening half. Well, make sure to stick around for our halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. We'll have a look at your first half stats, which have been absolutely 100% dominated by Reed-Custer. And then we will also have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. I will tell you, this Reed-Custer team that I'm seeing tonight, in my lifetime, is the best Reed-Custer team I've ever seen. I've
no question about it.
I've seen some decent ones, but this one is.
This is really good one.
Yeah. I mean, if they're going to have a shot at winning something this year, this is it. I mean, this is it for a while, but they got a good shot.
Everybody talks about their defense, their offense, but their defense is just as good.
Well, when you're so loaded with seniors, I mean, and they are across the board, it's just senior laden. That does make a big difference. Wilmington starting a lot of juniors and a few sophomores. They do have their share of seniors too, but
not like this.
No, this is a loaded group. So this will roll down, picked up at the 15, back out across the 20 to the 30, 35, out near the 40 goes Colin James, and that's where Wilmington will start 1st and 10 with 6:40 to go in the opening half. And I will say, so far tonight, Barry has stuck with 100% the game plan, which was to run clock and try to get first downs on the ground. There's not been one pass attempt by the Wildcats tonight, and the run game just has not been there. So out of the double wing here, 6:40 to go in the opening half. Mensah under center. Off to Farrell off the right side, and Kyle will get ahead for a gain of a couple. Bring up 2nd down and 8 for Wilmington.
Picks up 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 7.
So actually, they move it all the way down 3 yards. This is one thing I will agree with this Reed-Custer crowd on. The spotting of the football tonight has been a little bit all over the place, shall we say. It's not been entirely accurate, but bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats from their own 43. So everything packed in here. Mensah under center, out of the double wing again. Underneath Farrell. There's just nothing there. Bring up 3rd down and 7.
I can't believe it.
So we'll move it down to the 44. I don't think that's possible that he gained a yard. But they're going to give him one.
I'll give one too.
It'll be 3rd down and 6, despite the fact that Farrell, I don't even think, got back to the line of scrimmage.
Barely.
They gave him a yard gain. So 3rd and 6 out of the double wing here. 5:15 to go here in the opening half. And a double handoff. Farrell has nowhere to go. That's stacked up in the backfield. Loss of 3, maybe 4. As Brandon Mormon back there on the stop. And that will bring up 4th down and long for Wilmington.
It's going to be 4th down for the Wildcats.
So I'll bring up 4th down and 8. 4:45 and counting. So Reed-Custer with 2 guys back to receive the punt here. Off the kick of Juster. And that will bounce at the 30 and roll dead right about there. 4:20 to go in the half. Still plenty of time for Reed-Custer to look at another score here before the half. Again, be sure to stick around for the halftime show. Brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. Also, a lot more Wilmington Wildcats football to come your way throughout the rest of this year. As a matter of fact, 3 road games in a row. We knew this one was going to be interesting tonight, but then on the road at Lyle and then at Streeter and finish up that schedule back at home with Mantino. All of that will be right back here on the Christian Internet Sports Network. Be sure to stick with us as we go through things throughout the next few weeks. All right, McPherson out of the shotgun here. Trips receivers to the far side. McPherson will keep it himself, trying to get the corner. And he'll be run out of bounds about the 32-yard line. Bring up second down and long. So second down and about 9. So again, McPherson almost looking like he was wanting to get plays quicker here to try to get things going. Foot will be out of the shotgun this go round. 4 receivers to the near side out of that diamond formation. See if Foot just runs it. Looks like he's going to off the far side. Cuts it back up the middle across the 45, inside the 50. Now down the 45-yard line of Wilmington before he's finally shoved out of bounds. A gain of 20 yards.
First down, Reed-Custer.
Let's see where they mark him out. 21 yards on the run for Foot. Bring up first and 10 for Reed-Custer from the Wilmington 47-yard line. So 2 receivers over to the near side and 1 to the far side out of the pistol formation this go round is McPherson. Hand it off up the middle, and that'll be a gain of a couple on the run by Jace Christian.
Looks like they're going to stop him at the 46.
Clock will roll back down to 4 minutes to go here in the opening half.
45. Second down, 8 to go.
So Cats been trying to get a defensive stop all night and unfortunately haven't been able to do so. So McPherson out of the gun again, or out of the pistol this time, rolls right side, looks downfield, and will be sacked back at the 49 of Reed-Custer. Sacked on the play by Brendan Moran.
Looks like they got him at the 49-yard line.
That will bring up third down and long after a loss of 6 yards on the sack of McPherson.
That's one of the few bright spots tonight. Good hustle by the Cats that time.
I will tell you, just the size and experience of Reed-Custer, you can see what a difference it makes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no question about it.
So again, out of the pistol here, McPherson drops back, swing pass over on the near side. Foot has it down to the Wilmington 45, tackled there by McCubbin. Be a gain of 6 yards, and it'll bring up fourth down and 8. And there's absolutely no reason for Reed-Custer to punt the football, quite frankly. I mean, you should probably, but
Who got that pass? McCubbin?
McCubbin got the tackle.
Oh.
So down to 2:15 and counting. Kind of let this roll here. And Reed-Custer, I thought they're going to go for it on 4th and 8. Really, Wilmington hasn't gotten a first down. So, I mean, you could punt it and just kind of be safe for the rest of the half. But the Cats have struggled to really get much going. There is a timeout here to Reed-Custer. 2:03 to go in the half as the Cats trail 30-5. Take a break. Back with more Wilmington Wildcats football after this on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770.
So 2:03 to go in the half. Out of the timeout here, Reed-Custer will face 4th and 8 from the Wilmington 45. And when Wilmington goes into the locker room at halftime, I know we say they make a lot of good halftime adjustments. This is really going to require some adjustments.
This is going to take some big.
So Colin James will drop back here, back to his own 10-yard line or so. And see who gets set to punt it away here. Christian will fire that. Man, that thing is sky high. Bounces at the 10. That's going to bounce down inside the 5. And we'll touch that about the 4, maybe the 3 or so. Wilmington will start there 1st and 10. I believe both teams are down to 1 timeout. So Reed-Custer, if they so choose, could try to use a timeout and maybe force.
We're down to 2 minutes and 3 seconds in the half, and that's the first time that they have punted the ball.
That's right. I was thinking he punted another time, but that was on the safety kickoff that he kicked it. So again, we have another conversation going on between the coaching staff of Reed-Custer and the officials here tonight, and the Cats are going to have it 1st and 10 from their own 4, I think, if we ever get back to things here.
Well, I would trust that we wouldn't try passing here. We haven't all out night so far. That would be dangerous right here.
Well, be sure to stick around for the halftime show. We'll have a full look at the Odekirk Allred and Associates IHSA football scoreboard. There's a bunch of stuff going on tonight. Morris taking on Richmond Burton, a couple of undefeated teams there. They will also take a look at the IC score tonight. They're taking on Wheaton Academy. IC at 4-1, and Wheaton Academy at 5-0. And this game tonight, of course, Reed-Custer ranked, I think, number 3 in 3A, and Wilmington number 1 in 2A. The Comets staking a claim to get in the top 2, at least.
If they're in the top 2, something's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I think IC is probably the only real argument that you have for maybe not being the number 1 team. But I can't see. There's no one else in 3A that right now is this. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I was thinking IC was way ahead of them.
I'm not so sure.
No, I'm not either. I think they could take them on.
I'd want to watch that game, I'll tell you that much.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
All right, so 1st and 10 for Wilmington from their own 4-yard line. Underneath it goes, and again, a couple of yards, maybe 2 out near the 6-yard line. Trying to see who ended up with the football. I'm not sure who. I think it might have been the fullback, which is Hunter Hayes, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, he blistered out another yard, which has been pretty much the average that Wilmington's had most of the night, 1 yard, no matter who carries it. So we've got a few carries more than that. Boy, that defense by Reed-Custer has been big.
2nd and 8 off the right side. Not much going there. That whole thing is stacked up.
And once again, the Wildcats are stuffed by the
Be a gain
of Reed-Custer.
of maybe a couple there. That's Farrell on the carry for the Cats. And it will bring up 3rd down and long. 3rd down and about 6.
With less than a minute to go in this half of football.
With 50 seconds to go in the half. And kind of thinking if Reed-Custer gets a stop here, you use a timeout, don't you?
Oh, why not?
I mean, I would force him to punt.
Score one more time. You can get that running clock early in the second half.
So down to 35 seconds and counting. In motion. And I believe this is Farrell again off the right side. And not much there for Farrell. Got maybe another yard or 2. It'll set up 4th and 4, so a gain of 2 more. And with 26 seconds left, Reed-Custer will use their final timeout of the half, and they're going to force Wilmington to punt it away.
Yeah, because they could get another touchdown before halftime yet.
Yep. I mean, at this point tonight, Reed-Custer came out and they were ready to go. Now, I mean, I've seen game tape from other games this year where Reed-Custer has done similar things to this to other opponents, but tonight it has been
They have
both sides of the ball have just been dominant.
Yeah, they have. You just got to take your head off to them. They've got a team, and I mean it's just something special. You don't get those kind of teams very often, but they got one this year.
So the Cats will be forced to punt it away. Seems like, by the way, Jake McPherson has been a quarterback for a decade.
He must have started when he was in the 4th grade.
He's a senior. It seems like he's like a 10th year senior.
Oh.
So Wilmington forced to kick it away here. Is Reed-Custer now with 3 back? I was going to say that's a little unorthodox, but then now they'll put 2 back, and well, maybe they are going to drop 3. So snap back to Juster. He drops it, and then we'll get the kick away down to 20 seconds. Nobody fielded it for Reed-Custer. It rolls all the way back to the 42 before it's finally picked up by Bohawk. Trying to get to the outside, and he'll get dropped back inside the 40 at the 38. And with 11 seconds left, Reed-Custer, we'll see if they try something here. I mean, why not? Some crazy double flea flicker.
Well, they've tried a little bit of everything. Why not?
They've thrown everything out there, and they lead it 30-5 with 11 seconds to go in the half.
No, I believe they could try whatever they want to and do it. It's not a knock on Wilmington. It's just they're that good.
Listen, we've seen Wilmington all year. That's a solid football team.
That's a good football team.
That's 5-0, and Reed-Custer tonight has just kind of been able to do pretty much anything they want. So at the end of the half, Reed-Custer leads it 30-5 over Wilmington. Welcome into the halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. We'll take ourselves a timeout. When we come back, we'll get to your first half stats and a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk Allred & Associates, and we'll get you set for the second half as well. As Reed-Custer leads it 30-5. Back with more of the halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred & Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred & Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred & Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred & Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today. Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned.
What's up, man? Good to see you're here. Do you want a beer?
No thanks, I don't drink.
Oh, come on, relax. Have some fun. Everyone else is drinking.
We have a lot to do tomorrow and I can't be all hungover from drinking. Yeah, I'm having enough trouble with school and sports and clubs and so much stuff. I don't have time to be worrying about if I got caught drunk.
Come on, man. This will help relax your mind and worries, and you'll have a good time.
Oh, man, cops. Run. We better book it out of here.
I'm so glad we weren't stupid and didn't drink. I know, right?
The Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community is committed and proud to bring programs and resources to help area residents. Our mission is to build a safe, productive, and substance-free community through these programs. The issues and problems that come with alcohol and drug abuse are very real, and the effects can be devastating. If you or anyone you know is in need of help, please call 815-476-1660. Help is only a phone call away.
This ad is brought to you by the Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community in partnership with Sebring Goodman Teen Institute, ONDCP, and Samson.
Reed-Custer band out on the field here at the half as Reed-Custer leads it 30-5 over Wilmington. Welcome into the halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. Big thanks to them for sponsoring each and every halftime throughout the year here on the network. In a game tonight that has been dominated by Reed-Custer from opening kick all the way to halftime. The Comets started out the whole night with deferring the coin toss till the second half, and the Cats just could not get anything going offensively. Wilmington still does not have a first down in that half. Is that correct? That's correct. Yes. No, I was just double-checking because there have been times lately where I just second-guess myself. But, Wilmington with no first down in the first half. The Cats have not attempted any pass whatsoever, and they've tried a couple of different things. I mean, the double handoff a few times and some counters. But Reed-Custer has been ready for everything, and just nothing really has worked so far here tonight. All right, we have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred & Associates coming up here in just a little bit. But first and foremost, we're going to get to a check of the first half stats. Let's start with Wilmington. They're just, quite frankly, there just isn't a lot.
No, there's not much there.
Kyle Farrell, 12 carries for 20 yards in the first half. Callan James ran the ball 9 times for 14 yards. Hunter Hayes, I believe, ran the ball 1 time for 1 yard. That was hard to see way down there at the goal line, and everything was piled in. I never could tell who came out of there with it. But in any case, 23 rushing attempts for 36 yards and a half. When was the last time you saw Wilmington run the ball 23 times for 36 yards?
Yeah, I mean, last time you saw Wilmington have 36 yards and a half.
Right. It's been a while. I mean, it has. I mean, you go back again where Bill was a few years ago with IC and the Coal City games and stuff like that. But it's been years, really, since Wilmington has seen 36 yards in the first half. They did not attempt a pass either. And when your yards per attempt is like 1.5, it's going to be a struggle. For Reed-Custer, on the ground, Jake McPherson, 8 rushes for 49 yards. Brandon Mormon had 1 carry for 3 yards. Lucas Foote, 4 carries for 81 yards and a touchdown. Josh Bohawk, 1 carry for 4 yards. Jace Christian, 4 carries for 16 yards and a touchdown. Reed-Custer, 18 rushing attempts, 150 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground so far tonight. Through the air, the combination of McPherson and Foote were 7 of 9 for 176 yards. Foote had 1 55-yard pass. That was to Brandon Mormon. Mormon, 2 receptions for 88 yards in the first half. Lucas Foote, 2 receptions for 72 yards, including that 62-yard touchdown. Josh Bohawk, 1 reception for 6 yards, and Jace Christian, 1 reception for 15 yards and a touchdown. So you put everything together, 150 yards in the ground, 176 through the air. Reed-Custer, 326 yards of offense in the first half. They outgained Wilmington 326-36
10 times
in the first half. And really, the Cats just struggled to get anything to work. And quite frankly, it hasn't worked.
No.
And we'll see what Wilmington does at the half, try to re-rack things a little bit and get a little bit more success, hopefully, in the second half and both sides of the ball here. But so far, Reed-Custer has just done pretty much what they want at will.
Wilmington's longest play from scrimmage was 5 yards.
Yeah, that was Farrell's run, I think, somewhere in that half.
Colin James had a 5-yard run and a 4-yard run. Farrell had a couple 4-yard runs and a 3-yard run.
Yeah, that's about it.
And they lost 3 yards.
All right, we'll take another break. When we come back, we'll get to a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred & Associates. We'll do that here in just a couple of minutes as the halftime show rolls on, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. Reed-Custer leads at 30-5 at the break. We'll take a timeout here, come back with that scoreboard update in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Saturday from 10:30 to 9. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011 or check them out at wilmingtonpizzeria.com. Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com.
Hey, Billy, where do you think you're going with that beer?
What's the big deal? He is at home.
Nice, Bob. Real nice.
Look, they're practically grown. They're juniors and seniors now, and they're here for the day. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that may be true for yours, but you can't let the others drink.
In Illinois, the social host law holds adults accountable for underage drinking.
If a minor who was drinking at your house injures or kills someone, you are guilty of a Class 4 felony. You get fined. You go to jail. So, being the host, aka the adult, letting high schoolers drink is illegal.
Be their guide. Don't provide. If you or someone you know abuses alcohol or drugs, please call 815-476-1660. Help is only a phone call away. This ad is brought to you by the Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community in partnership with ONDCP and SAMHSA.
If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
Thank you. The halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. Reed-Custer leading Wilmington 30-5 here at the half. This will bring us to a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. We'll start with the Illinois Central 8s, the ICE Conference. Coal City leading Manteno 35-0. That game at the half. So Coal City having no issues with Manteno tonight. Piatone up on Streeter. That's 23-14. That game is at the half. Lyle leads Herscher 24-14. That game in the second quarter. Other 2A scores from around the state. Decatur St. Teresa leads Sullivan Okaw Valley 56-12. That game is at the half. Maroa Forsyth 21-12 over Olympia. It's Salt Fork beating Bismarck Henning tonight. The number 4 ranked Blue Devils 28-7. Salt Fork with the lead in the third quarter. North Mac 36-0 over Greenville. It's Rockridge 29-16 over Morrison in the third. Weathersfield a 19-13 lead on the number 8 Knoxville Blue Bullets. That game in the third. Carmi White County 35-0 over Edwards County, and Johnston City 50-8 over Vienna Goreville. Other scores from around the area as well. Willowbrook 21-6 over Edison Trail at the half. It's Batavia 28-0 over Wayne Wardenville South in the third quarter. Bolingbrook and Homewood Flossmoor. We knew that game was going to be a classic too, by the way. 36-36 tie in the third quarter between the 4-1 Homewood Flossmoor Vikings and the 3-2 Bolingbrook Raiders. Bradley Bourbonnais leads Lincoln Way Central 21-10 in the second quarter. A pair of 2 and 3 teams there. Mount Carmel and Brother Rice tied at 21 in the third. It's Chicago Christian 28-7 over St. Edward's Central Catholic. That game in the second. Palatine leads Conant 21-3 in the second. Crete Monique, get this, 60-0 over Thornridge. That game in the third quarter. Deerfield leads Highland Park 20-0 in the second. Downers Grove North 6-0 over Hinsdale Central. Downers Grove South 19-0 over Hinsdale South. That game in the second quarter. Watseka leads Dwight 28-14. That game is at the half. Fenton 21-14 over Bartlett in the second quarter. South Elgin and Glenbard South tied at 21 at the half. New Trier, but you thought 60-0 was bad. New Trier leads Glenbrook North 69-0. That game in the second quarter, 69-0. How'd you like to be in that one? Maine South 16-9 over Glenbrook South in the third. It's Hershey 35-14 over Rolling Meadows in the third quarter. IC Catholic leads 5-0. Wheaton Academy 21-6 at the half. IC's 4-1. Wheaton Academy's undefeated, and IC not really having much of a problem there. Joliet West leads Romeoville 52-6 at the half. And Joliet West, by the way, only has 1 win. And they lead Romeoville 52-6 at the half.
Oh, man.
All right, we told you we'd keep an eye on Morris and Richmond Burton. Get this. I cannot believe this is actually true, but Richmond Burton leads Morris 21-0 at the half.
Really?
Who would have guessed that one tonight?
Oh, my.
Number 1 team in 5A losing to a ranked team in 4A, 21-0 at the half. It is Richards 47-21 over Summit Argo. That game in the fourth quarter. Lions 37-0 over Viso West in the second. Johnsburg and Plano tied at 14 in the second. It's Plainfield North 16-3 over Oswego at the half. Plainfield Central leads Plainfield East 14-6 at the half. Prairie Central 30-8 over Paxton Buckley Loda. That's in the third quarter. Neuqua Valley 22-0 over Mateo Valley in the second quarter. St. Rita 10, Nazareth 3 in the second. It's Naperville Central and Naperville North tied at 7 in the third quarter. Momence leads Iroquois West 14-3 in the third quarter. Minooka 10-0 over Oswego East at the half. Marmion 14-7 over Fenwick in the first. Loyola Academy leads Marist 21-17 in the fourth. By the way, Loyola Academy, most people say number 1 ranked team in the whole state. Up 21-17 over Marist. Of course, Marist pretty good as well. That game in the fourth. Marion Central Catholic trailing Lena Winslow 38-0 in the second. It's St. Viator 12-0 over Marion Catholic at the half. Rochelle leads Marengo 14-12 in the first. Kind of interested to see Marengo there. They're hanging with Rochelle. We'll see if they can somehow get a win tonight against the Hubs. I'm just kind of been interested in there since the last couple of years of playing Marengo. Maine West 36-13 over Vernon Hills in the fourth. Lockport leads Lincoln Way West 27-14 at the half. Lamont 6-0 over Thornton Fractional North in the first. LaSalle Peru 14-0 over Woodstock at the half. Canelan and Sycamore tied at 7 in the third quarter. All right, other scores here. Well, if I can get over there. It's kind of stuck on me here. All right, here we go. Lincoln Way East 37-0 over Sandburg at the half. It's Fremd 14, Schaumburg 6 at the half. Joliet Catholic leads St. Lawrence 13-0 in the second quarter. Geneva 28-0 over St. Charles East at the half. St. Charles North 21-0 over Lake Park in the second. It's St. Francis 7-6 over Aurora Christian in the first. One final, Andrew 49-6 over Stagg. Thornwood and Bloom tied at 6 in the third. Oak Forest 42-0 over Tinley Park. DeKalb 21-6 over Waubonsie Valley. Wheaton North leads Glenbard North 21-7 in the fourth. Ottawa Township leads Woodstock North 20-0 at the half. Glenbard West 10-10 tie with York. By the way, Seneca got a forfeit win to move into 6-0 against Watseka, and the problem with that was it was Seneca's homecoming. They were 5-0, and then they ended up with a forfeit win, and kind of a tough one to end up with. If you happen to be Seneca, they're having themselves a really good year. All right, one more look at the Illinois Central 8. Coal City leads Mantino 35-0 at the half. Piatone 23-14 over Streeter at the half, and Lyle 24-14 over Herscher. That game in the second quarter. All right, here at Reed-Custer, it's all Comets. They lead it 30-5 at the break. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with your second half in just a couple of minutes. This has been the Halftime Show brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. Back in just a minute on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
Back in the Christian Internet Sports Network, start of quarter number 3. Wilmington will get set to kick off. Reed-Custer did win the toss and deferred to the second half.
Talk about having salt rubbed in your wounds.
Well, let's see what Wilmington comes out with in the second half. As this return back up the middle across the 20 to near the 25-yard line. Reed-Custer will start up there first and 10. I will say, I'm interested to see what this Reed-Custer team does in the playoffs this year. I mean, I think this team is significantly better than the one that we saw last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, you know, outside of just a couple little things at Byron, you know, they could have possibly gotten further last year. And this year's team, if they could stay away from IC, and see, that's the problem. When Reed-Custer and IC will probably both be in the top half of that bracket, you're going to have to see them before the state championship more or less.
That's too bad, too.
But you never know. I mean, who knows? Maybe they end up getting pushed south or something. I mean, anything is possible.
Yeah, it is.
But this team, quite frankly, I think Wilmington has a chance to make a deep run in 2A.
Oh, yeah. I still think Wilmington's a really very good team. That's not the problem. The problem is Reed-Custer is having a great year.
So 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. McPherson out of the gun. And up the middle. Gain of maybe 3 yards for Jake. Bring up second down and long. Be second and 8. McPherson having a bit of difficulty up here, but we'll see. It might just be helmet issue. I'm not sure. He'll come off the field here to the near side, and Reed-Custer will face second down and 7 after a gain of 3 for McPherson. Looks like he's okay. I'm not really sure what that was. If his helmet just came loose or what.
Well, one thing, I just put foot back there, bring the sub in, let him run off and block in place.
Yeah, I definitely,
not miss a beat.
If Reed-Custer gets another score, I definitely would get him out of there as soon as possible. Because you're going to need, not that Foote couldn't do it himself, but you really would want McPherson for a run, that's for sure. So Foote out of the shotgun here will take the snap, trying to rush right side. He gets stacked up and dropped on the far side.
Lucas Foote keeps the ball. He is taken down by number 64.
Stop made on the play by Joey Allgood, 6'1", 212-pound junior. And it'll bring up third down and about 7 on that far side with 10:44 to go here in the third quarter.
The McPherson coming back in. Must be an equipment thing.
So 3rd and 7. So Jake out of the shotgun here. 2 receivers to the near side and 1 to the far. McPherson takes the snap, and we have, is it delay of game? Let's see here. And it is a delay of game. Goes from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 12.
With Reed-Custer's offense, extra 5 yards is really not a big burden.
Reed-Custer with, I think it's 23 seniors on this roster, and the
23.
The Wildcats have about a dozen, I think. So McPherson rolls right side, fires. That is incomplete on the far sideline. Pass was intended for Connor Esparza, and it will bring up 4th down and 12
Get
for
this.
Reed-Custer.
They didn't get a first down.
It's true. First 3 and out of the night, isn't it?
I think so.
So maybe that will kickstart Wilmington. Who knows?
Well, at least they got 1 stop anyway.
The Cats just need something offensively. So far, not a first down in this game. Christian will get set to punt it away, standing back at his own 11. He's going to keep it himself, trying to get the corner, and Jace is going to get the first down across the 40, midfield, inside the 40, and gets tackled there. I don't know what that penalty would be for. That's just, you get a penalty for running over a defender? It's all the way down to the 40, so Jace would be 10. It would be a gain of 36 yards for Jace Christian off the fake punt. And really, it's a pretty good call from Reed-Custer. There was nobody on the near sideline. Jace just took off running. I don't know how this could be a penalty. Who's it a penalty on? So personal foul. Is that a targeting on the offense? So a targeting call on the ball carrier?
A what?
Like a targeting, like a helmet-to-helmet on the ball carrier? I certainly don't know how he was supposed to avoid that.
I have no idea.
That's interesting. I mean, it was helmet-to-helmet, but what? I don't know. I just don't know. This is one I do agree with the Reed-Custer fans on. I don't know what else you want them to do. But whatever. So Reed-Custer will have it 1st and 10, so they still got the first down regardless out at their own 45-yard line. That's a great call, by the way, from Reed-Custer to run that fake. There was nobody on the near side.
Wilmington had nobody on the right end. Oh.
So handoff up the middle, big hole. This is Josh Bohawk inside the 40, inside the 30. Bohawk inside the 20, and he might go to the end zone, and is he out of bounds? I'm going to say he's out of bounds at about the 10. That would be a gain of 45 yards for Josh Bohawk, and Reed-Custer will have it, well, depending on where they spot the ball, it'll be 1st and goal from about the 9, so almost 46 yards. So shotgun formation here for McPherson, with Bohawk to his right. Well, handoff comes near side. This stretched out. Bohawk inside the 5, and he'll get thrown to the ground at about the 4. Brendan Moran will finish that one up. And it will bring up 2nd and goal from the 4.
It's a good idea how many yards you made.
A gain of about 5 on that run for Bohawk. So down to 8:40 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Again, out of the shotgun, this time it's Lucas Foote will take the snap. He'll keep it himself. There's nobody up the middle, and Foote's just going to cruise into the end zone for a touchdown. I mean, that was a relatively easy run for Lucas Foote, and that will make it a 36-5 lead for Reed-Custer over Wilmington. 8:31 to go in the 3rd quarter. So extra point upcoming here for Brandon Mormon as they'll just go back to the traditional kick.
And by the way, they still don't have 3 and out.
No, that was the closest one, and then the 4th down conversion. And Mormon's kick is good as well. And Reed-Custer will lead it 37-5 with 8:31 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break, come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770.
So off the kick, so turned out across the 35 to near the 37-yard line. And that's where Wilmington will start 1st and 10 with the Comets up big, 37-5.
1st and 10, Wilmington with 8:25 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
So off the right side, this turned out across the 45 out near midfield on the run. That'll be a gain of about 14 for Kyle Farrell and a Wilmington 1st down to the Reed-Custer 49-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Cats from there. It is a Wildcat self-storage first down.
More first today.
Yes.
Good job.
So 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Again, everything packed in here out of the double wing. In motion is Colin James, and he'll slip to the ground right at the initial line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he just slipped and fell.
We'll bring up 2nd down and 10 after no gain. So it'll be 2nd and 10, 7:25 to go in the 3rd. And suffice it to say that if Barry hasn't thrown the ball by now, he's probably not going to. So everything packed in here. 2nd and 10 from the 49. Off the right side. Farrell bounces away. Broke one tackle. Still going, and he'll take it maybe a yard and pretty amazing that he got that much.
We'll give him a yard, basically no gain.
Of course, you have to keep in mind, Mr. Farrell is a sophomore. Rushing the ball against 7 seniors up front.
He got 1 yard out of that. That wasn't easy to get that.
So to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Cats, and they only have 1 first down so far tonight. So see if the Cats can keep something going here on 3rd and long from the 48-yard line of Reed-Custer. Out of the double wing underneath, this is Colin James as he'll get down to near the 46-yard line, give him about 2 more, and Wilmington going to be forced to punt it away with 6:10 to go in the 3rd.
Yeah,
So Reed-Custer will get set to kick it back deep for Reed-Custer. Connor Esparza and Josh Bohawk back at their own 10-yard line, more or less. I'll call it roughly. So snap here. Juster's kick is a line drive on the far side. Bounces inside the 20 and will roll out of bounds at about the 12. So another good kick from Reed. He had one go out of bounds at the 1. This one will roll dead. And we'll say at the 11 officially. The Comets will take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Wow.
And Wilmington, they kicked the ball out to start the second half. And it looked like they had forced Reed-Custer 3 and out. Then all of a sudden, the fake punt, or the rush punt really is all it was. And they pick up 4th and 12 on a fake punt. So 2 receivers to the near side. We have 2 to the far as well. And now out of the shotgun is McPherson. 5:33 to go in the 3rd with Reed-Custer leading at 37-5. And we have a timeout to Reed-Custer. We will take one as well. Back with more Wilmington Wildcat football in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred & Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred & Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred & Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred & Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
All right, so 1st and 10 for Reed-Custer from their own 11. Handoff goes left side. This is Bohawk, who is wrapped up. As Josh will actually might lose a yard, as all good on the stop for the Cats. Bring up 2nd down and 10 for Reed-Custer.
Yeah, they had Bohawk carry only 1 time in the first half for 4 yards. And now they've picked him up several times, including the fake punt.
Well, 2 receivers to the near side. There's 1 to the far as well. McPherson out of the shotgun with 1 back to his right. And 1 receiver in motion to the far side. Jet sweep to Esparza. Trying to cut it back up the middle, and he'll get maybe a couple of yards, and it will set up 3rd and long for Reed-Custer.
Looks like he picked up 3 on the plate.
Who was that?
Esparza got about 3 yards ultimately where they ended up putting it. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. McPherson out of the shotgun here on 3rd and 7. 4:20 and counting here in the 3rd quarter as Reed-Custer working right to left from their own 14-yard line. As Bohawk in motion now The pass back over the middle is knocked away, incomplete, and end up calling pass interference on Reed-Custer out at the 20-yard line. So that will give Reed-Custer another first down. And, you know, the Cats have had multiple opportunities to get off the field here in the second half. Just haven't done it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Comets out at their own 29. So 2 receivers out to the near side, and 2 will be out to the far as McPherson again out of the shotgun. Really almost pistol formation here. Takes the snap, drops back, looking down the left side. Now will fire it deep down the sideline, flicks it out deep, and that is intercepted. That is intercepted by Ryder Mentz despite being interfered with by Peyton Bradley. And it will be Wilmington first down at the 38-yard line as Peyton was trying to create some room for himself, but I think ultimately it's offensive pass interference, I do believe.
Well, he had the Wildcat had the inside position.
That's a really nice interception by Ryder Mentz, by the way. He looked back over his shoulder to make that catch and lost in all that. You see how easy that ball went 40 yards downfield?
Oh, boy. Can he whip it down the field?
I mean,
wow.
Looked like he barely threw it.
And it was right to his receiver. It was a battle for the ball. Just a good play by Wilmington. Kept the ball from going over there.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Cats from their own 37. They got their first down of the game last drive. Down out to midfield, and then everything kind of fell apart from there. So 1st and 10 out of the double wing underneath. This stacked up. Not a whole lot there. Maybe 2 or 3 yards. Again, Kyle Farrell on the carry. Give him about 3. Bring up 2nd down and 7.
Wrong team.
And the Cats have stayed pretty basic so far tonight. Again, we saw, I want to say 2, maybe 3 double handoffs in the first half and a couple of counter plays and 1 pitch, but that's about as crazy as things got. So 2nd and 7 from the Wilmington 40, working left to right here. Pitch comes back to Farrell as he is stacked up across the 40 to near the 42. And we have a sideline warning against Wilmington, which is the most absurd thing ever, being that the sideline is like 30 yards away from where the play is being run. But, I mean, whatever.
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense at all. And why did he blow it dead like it's a dead ball penalty when it shouldn't be? The play should run anyway. He's over on the sideline blowing the whole play dead. It's like you shouldn't be blowing the play dead. That's a... Well, isn't it a warning, the first one, the sideline warning?
That's the first one they've had.
Well, it should be a sideline warning then. It shouldn't be a sideline penalty. So 2nd down and 7 from the 40. The ball is literally on the near hash. The sideline for Wilmington is on the far side, and the play ran to the near side out of bounds line, and they threw a flag for a sideline warning on the far side of the field. There's a fumble, and I believe Reed-Custer came up with it, and they did. So Brandon Moorman will end up with it. And quite frankly, Ryder Mentz just didn't even get the ball on the snap. Kind of went sideways out of that. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Reed-Custer from the Wilmington 41-yard line.
Well, that would be his first carry of the night. They fumbled it. It goes with the rest of the night pretty well.
So 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line out of the pistol formation here is McPherson will hand it off. Nope, keeps it himself. Far side, inside the 35 to the 30. McPherson to the 25 before he'll finally scamper out of bounds. A gain of 18 on that run from Jake McPherson. And it'll be all the way down to the Wilmington 23. And Reed-Custer will have a 1st and 10 from there. Boy, that was a great fake by McPherson. I mean, no one knew he had the ball. I didn't even know he had the ball on the far side.
Oh, I thought the other guy had it up over here.
So 2:51 to go here in the third.
And if he gets up ahead of steam, that guy can cover the spaces.
So handoff up the middle to Chase Christian, and he's tripped up after a gain of a yard, maybe 2. When you consider, though, Wilmington has only gotten 1 first down in the entire game, it's kind of crazy that Reed-Custer only has 37 points because they've had the ball almost the entire night.
Yeah, they have.
So 2nd down and 9. Clock rolling is down to 2:15 to go in the third. McPherson out of the shotgun will hand it off up the middle. Bohawk has a huge hole, and Josh is going to cruise into the end zone. He's so quick that if he gets a step at all, he's gone. And Josh into the end zone, making it 43-5. And Reed-Custer will more than likely go for 2. I mean, at this point, that would put him up by 40, and it'd be a running clock.
Wilmington would vote for it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're just really nothing has happened tonight that Wilmington was kind of needing to happen. That's been the difficult part, is that.
Yeah, it's just.
But you know what? There's still a lot of football season left.
Oh, yeah.
McPherson going to pass it, throws it far side. That is juggled incomplete. And it will stay 43-5. The lead for Reed-Custer. We'll take a break, come back with more Wilmington Wildcats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wildcat Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcat Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned. Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Saturday from 10:30 to 9. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011 or check them out at wilmingtonpizzeria.com.
So Reed-Custer leads at 43-5 with 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So Brandon Mormon will kick it off. This will come down to, I believe, is that McCubbin at the 20? Across the 25 to the 30, and then that's stacked up. So Wilmington will have the ball 1st and 10.
Looks like the ball's on the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Well, again, Wilmington has had 1 first down tonight, and there's a minute 54 to go in the third quarter. But the last game that you could say that in, it's
and they haven't
that one's been a while.
Except for that one, they haven't gotten close to another one either.
So 1st and 10 from the 30. Underneath, this is Colin James trying to move the pile forward. Broke one tackle, gets out near the 40 before he is tripped up. See where they spot this. It is a gain of 10 yards and enough for a Wildcat self-storage first down. And the Cats will have it first and 10 from their own 40 with now 1:35 to go in the third quarter.
First double-digit play they've had. Speaking of,
it's like we said before, there's a lot of football left. We'll re-rack it next week at Lyle. Lyle, Streeter, Mantino, all three of those are 100% gettable before the end of the year, and you just restart and head into the 2A playoffs.
Yep.
Out of the double wing, pitch comes right side. Not a whole lot of room there for Farrell. He'll get across the 40 to near the 43. Bring up second down and 7.
Is that Mr. Farrell again?
Yes, I do believe. But now we have unsportsmanlike on that'll be on Reed-Custer, I guess. Another unsportsmanlike conduct, and I didn't see anything. I didn't see a lot there either, quite frankly. But any case, first and 10 for Wilmington from the Reed-Custer 43-yard line with 1:02 to go in the third. Actually, the clock continues to roll.
The 43-yard line, first and 10 Wildcats.
So out of the double wing here, this is James off the left side. Tries to break it out across the 35, inside the 30. Gets run out of bounds down around the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of, well, let's see where they put it. Really should be about 14, and they're going to give them a gain of 15, and it will be a Wildcat self-storage first down. So the Cats moving the ball a little bit here.
Comet fans, let's hold them here. Let's keep them from getting into that end zone.
So first and 10 from the 28, and the Cats working left to right here tonight, in this third quarter anyway. Pitch comes back to James, trying to get the corner, broke one tackle, now gets down near the 25-yard line. We'll see if Wilmington runs another play before the end of the quarter, if they just go ahead and switch ends here.
Looks like they got the ball at the 26-yard line.
And that's going to do it for the end of the third quarter. 43-5 is the lead for Reed-Custer. We'll come back with quarter number 4 in just a moment. This is Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So 43-5 is the lead for Reed-Custer here. We get set to start quarter number 4. By the way, a quick check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. In the Ice Conference, Piatone leads Streeter 45-28. That game is in the fourth quarter. Coal City blowing out Mantino tonight. It is 48-0. The Kohlers lead in the fourth quarter. and Lyle a 30-26 lead over Herscher. That game also in the fourth quarter. So off the right side, this is, I think that's Moran who got a carry. So Brendan Moran will pick up a couple of yards, bring up third down at 5. That's the first time we've seen Brendan, isn't it?
Yep.
Carrying the football. So bring up third and 5. Ball down to the 24-yard line of Reed-Custer. So out of the double wing here, Mensah under center, and once again fumbled the football. And I believe Reed-Custer ended up with it. And they do. Comets will end up with it again, and just literally nothing. I mean, just like every single thing tonight that could have gone sideways has. The Cats in another drive, and that's the second lost fumble of the night, and it's on the snap. I mean, both times it's been on the snap that Ryder Mentz, just for whatever reason, hasn't been able to get the football out from under center a few times. And so 1st and 10 from the 24. Off the right side, that's stacked up after a gain of a yard or two. I think that's a new, let's see who the quarterback is now. Bring up 2nd down and 8 as Reed-Custer shuttling in some new people. I don't blame them. You don't want to risk anybody getting an injury in the midst of this season. I believe that is Jacob Reardon, number 12, running the quarterbacking duties now for Reed-Custer, and he ended up getting a couple yards, 2-3 yards in that play. And we have a timeout to Reed-Custer. So a timeout to the Comets with 10:20 to go in the game. Take a break, come back with more Cats football in just a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955.
2nd down and about 8 out of the shotgun. Up the middle it comes across the 30 to near the 33-yard line. That's Nick Cheslak on the carry. He'll pick up 8 yards and a Reed-Custer first down. So Comets will have it 1st and 10 from their own 39. The way it's Rex Pfeiffer back there, along with Cheslak, as Nick will take the snap, and actually it will go off to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer across the 35, out near the 40. Pick up about 5 yards for Rex Pfeiffer. To give him 5 yards to Pfeiffer to bring up 2nd and 5 from the 40. Again, Wilmington with their entire second-team defense in, Reed-Custer with their whole second-team offense in. I think both coaches just kind of looked at each other and went, yeah, let's just do this. Let's get this over with. So snap back this time off the far side. This is Cheslak across the 45, out near the 48. And Cheslak will pick up 8 more yards and a Reed-Custer first down.
Spot the ball at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, even the second string is running well.
So
yeah, both coaches doing the smart thing, though, getting their starters out of there.
Yep.
You got the rest of the season to
and
go
both
here.
of these coaches have long playoff runs in mind. There's no, you don't want to risk it here with a game that's essentially over. Off the near side, I think this is Pfeiffer inside the 40, gets down to near the 38-yard line. A gain of 17 yards for Rex Pfeiffer. It will be a first down for Reed-Custer.
33 yards and 3 carries. He's only averaging 10, 11 yards a carry.
So again, be sure to stick with us next week. The Cats will be on the road for 2 more weeks. It'll be Lyle and then Streeter and then back at home from Antino, and catch each and every one of those games here on the network. Still a ton to play for Wilmington. This is just one of those games, and you just got to re-rack it. Off the left side, inside the 30-yard line. Down near the 25 goes Nick Cheslak. He'll pick up 10 more yards. And a Reed-Custer first down.
How many?
Gain of 10.
10.
So again, out of this 2-back set, just 2 guys lined up at quarterback. Essentially, you don't know who they're going to snap it to. Off the right side, this is Pfeiffer inside the 25, down near the 22-yard line. Pick about 3 or 4 yards on that play. A gain of 3. It'll bring up second down and 7. Be sure to stick around for the post-game show, brought to you by Warren's Collision Center here in Braidwood, where they care beyond the repair. Big thank you to Warren. We'll have a full check of your stats here tonight, and then one more look at the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates, and we'll talk to the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Reitz, as well. Do all that and more here on the post-game show, brought to you by Warren's Collision Center. Still a few minutes to go. Cheslak trying to get around the corner inside the 20, inside the 15. Cheslak's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. And Nick Cheslak will make it 49-5, pending the extra point here. Nice run from Nick. And this second team offense will get a score here for Reed-Custer. So on for the extra point is Brandon Mormon. He actually banged one through last go-round. Good snap, good hold. The kick from Mormon is good. And 50-5 is the lead for Reed-Custer with 7:07 to go here in the game. Take a break. Come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
So the kick comes down to the 10, across the 15 to the 20. 25 to the 30. And out near the 33-yard line, and that's where Wilmington will start 1st and 10 as the clock will roll with under 7 minutes to go in the game as Reed-Custer now up 50-5. And by the way, I forgot to update the scoreboard here. I forgot to update it a couple of times.
Forgot to update the score?
I forgot to put the fourth quarter. I forgot to put the last score on there, but in any case, the Cats will start up their offense here with Cade McCubbin under center.
What's that on the scoreboard? A gigantic.
So out of the double wing here, McCubbin under center. Pitch comes back to Stahulik. And Brandon will get out across the 30 to near the 35-yard line. Give him 3 yards, bring up 2nd down and 7 for Wilmington. So again, be sure to stick around for the post-game show. Bunch of stuff to come your way here tonight, and also to stick with us as we continue on throughout this 2022 season. Still a lot left to come your way for Wilmington. 3 more regular season games before what everyone hopes to be a deep playoff run. And I mean, at this point, Reed-Custer looks like a possibility to go very deep in 3A. I think Wilmington still has a good chance of going deep in 2A. It'll be interesting how this whole thing plays out down the stretch. Pitch comes back to Stahulik, trying to get the corner across the 35 out to the 36.
And the ball carrier, number 24, Brandon Stahulik.
Bring up 3rd down and 5 after a gain of 3. So again, down to 4:40 to go in this one, in a game that, quite frankly, Reed-Custer has dominated from the beginning. So out of the double wing here, pitch comes near side, as that's Drew Walsh on the carry. He'll pick up about 3 more.
Wrapped up by number 26, Zach Jeslak.
They'll bring up 4th down and 2, close to 3. And Wilmington will get set to punt it away. So back deep here for the Comets, at least at some point here, is going to be Colin Esparza. So the kick here by Juster is back deep and will bounce inside the 30, inside the 25, and will be touched dead there. The Comets will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25. With 3:15 and counting here in the 4th quarter. So Reed-Custer will have a 1st and 10 from their own 25. And again, the Comets trying to shuttle in a whole bunch of people here. So 2:40 and counting as they finally start the actual play clock here after about 35 seconds of time running off. As Reed-Custer taking plenty of time here.
Clock's been run out. I don't know.
So Cheslak off the left side will go across the 30 to near the 32-yard line. About 7 yards for Cheslak.
Looks like he gets to the 32-yard line.
Is it number 8?
Yes.
And it looks like 2nd and 3, Comets.
So again, Wilmington still shuttling some guys in and out. Reed-Custer as well. Both of these coaches decided about the beginning of the fourth quarter, toward the end of the third, that it was just time to get a bunch of guys in there and not risk any injuries going forward to either one of these teams. So out of the snap, off the right side goes Rex Pfeiffer, as he'll pick up about 6 more yards. And another Reed-Custer first down. All right, the Comets need to snap it 1 or 2 more times, and this game will come to a close. Well, I'll tell you what, Reed-Custer came into tonight ready to go. And
well, they did.
They left no doubt. So 1st and 10 from the 39, and the Comets are just going to take a knee, and I think that'll do it. I don't think the refs will even make them take another snap. So Reed-Custer will win it 50-5 over the Wilmington Wildcats here tonight. Welcome into the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. We'll come back with your postgame show. Final stats, also a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. We'll do all that and more in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770. When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred and Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
This is the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Reed-Custer gets the win and leaves no doubt tonight, 50-5, the win over Wilmington. Reed-Custer stops the Wilmington Wildcats win streak, and more than likely this will allow Reed-Custer to then become conference champs as well, unless they somehow get tripped up along the way. But there's still some more games left, so you got to play out the string and see what happens. But this game was definitely the one to kind of look for in regards to who's going to get the upper hand conference-wise. All right, let's start with the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. We'll get to the final stats here in just a little bit as well. Start with the Illinois Central 8, the ICE Conference. Coal City blows out Manteno tonight. 48-0 is the final in that one. Coal City up big in the first half and then rolls to a 48-0 win. Piatone 53-42 over Streeter. So that will get the Blue Devils one step closer to a playoff berth later on in the year. Lyle 30-26 over Herscher. That game in the fourth quarter. So, there's still a chance for Herscher to come back in that one as they're just down 4 late in that game. Other 2A scores, Decatur St. Teresa, no problems with Sullivan Okaw Valley. 63-12 was the win for St. Teresa. Maroa Forsyth 42-20 over Olympia. That's a final as well. In the fourth quarter, Salt Fork still leads Bismarck Henning 42-35. That game now in the fourth quarter. We'll see if Salt Fork can pull off the upset there. North Mac 50-14 over Greenville. These are finals. Rockridge 36-22 over Morrison. It was Downs Tri-Valley 41-0 over Fieldcrest. Weathersfield Anawan 19-13 over Knoxville. Carmi White County 43-14 over Edwards County tonight. And Johnston City blows out Vienna Goreville 66-28, the final there. Some other finals, Willowbrook 42-6 over Addison Trail. Mount Carmel 28-21 over Brother Rice tonight. It was Downers Grove South 26-6 over Hinsdale South. Maine South 23-16 over Glenbrook South. Hershey 35-14 over Rolling Meadows. Joliet West blows out Romeoville 59-19 tonight. Richmond Burton all over Morris. 31-7 is the final as Richmond Burton gets the win over the Morris Redskins, and that's the first loss of the year for Morris. Joliet Central 50-7 over Plainfield South. Neuqua Valley 36-0 over Mateo Valley. Naperville Central 10-7 over Naperville North. Moments 22-17 over Iroquois West. Lena Winslow 54-7 over Marion Central Catholic. St. Viator 18-14 over Marion Catholic. Rochelle 48-27 over Marengo tonight. That will drop the Indians to 3-3. Niles North 20-19 over Maine East. A few other finals. From tonight, Geneva 42-0 over St. Charles East. It was Andrew 49-6 over Stagg. Yorkville 10-0 over West Aurora. Wheaton North 21-14 over Glenbard North. And, of course, Seneca got a forfeit win tonight over Watseka. All right, some other scores in games that are still ongoing, at least that's we would be ultimately interested in. IC Catholic, still no update on that over Wheaton Academy, 21-6. That game at the half. Dwight down 28-14. That game also at the half. Crete Monee blowing out Thornridge tonight. Let's see if I can get the rest of these scores to pop up here. Keeneland and Sycamore tied up at 7. Lockport 34-21 over Lincoln Way West. That game in the fourth quarter. Loyola 21-17 over Marist. That game in the fourth quarter as well. Providence blowing out Montini Catholic 27-0. That game in the third. St. Rita 33-10 over Nazareth. Plainfield Central leads Plainfield East 14-6 at the half. Paxton Buckley loaded trailing Prairie Central 30-8. That game in the third quarter. Plainfield North 16-3 over Oswego. Plano and Johnsburg tied up at 14. That game in the second. See if we could find maybe a couple more here of games that, well, you know what, my phone is frozen. So I think that pretty much will do it. One more go-round of the Illinois Central 8. Coal City blew out Manteno tonight, 48-0, a final there. Streeter falls to Piatone, 53-42. And Lyle, 30-26 in the fourth quarter over Herscher. All right, that was a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. We'll get to a final check of your stats here as well. First off, for Wilmington, rushing the football tonight, Ryder Mentz 2 carries for 0 yards. He also had 2 lost fumbles on the night as well. Drew Walsh, 1 carry for 3 yards. Kyle Farrell, 17 rushes for 42 yards tonight. Colin James ended up with 14 carries for 61 yards. Brandon Stahulik, 2 carries for 6 yards. Hunter Hayes, 1 carry for 1 yard. And Brendan Moran, 1 carry for 2 yards. Wilmington ends up with 39 rushing attempts for 113 yards, and they also had a couple of lost fumbles as well. Reed-Custer on the night, Jake McPherson, 10 carries for 69 yards. Brendan Mormon with 1 carry for 3 yards. Lucas Foote, 6 carries for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. Josh Bohawk, 6 carries for 78 yards tonight and a touchdown. Jace Christian, 6 carries for 53 yards and a touchdown. Jacob Reardon, 1 carry for 2 yards. Nick Seselak had 5 carries for 64 yards and a touchdown. Pfeiffer also had 3 carries for 13 yards. You add all that up, Reed-Custer, 38 rushing attempts, 372 yards, and 5 touchdowns tonight. That is a lot of yardage and a lot of touchdowns against this Wilmington defense. Through the air, Reed-Custer, 7 of 11 for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brendan Mormon, 2 receptions for 88 yards. Lucas Foote, 2 receptions, actually make that 3 receptions for 72 yards and 1 touchdown. Josh Bohawk had 1 reception for 1 yard, and Jace Christian 1 reception for 15 yards. That ended up in a touchdown as well. You add it all up, 548 yards of offense tonight for Reed-Custer. They outgained Wilmington 548 to 113.
I would have never believed it was possible.
Well, I would have thought that the 400 or 500 yards wasn't a huge stretch, but I thought that Wilmington might be able to, get 200 or 300 yards on the ground and keep that game close, but they just couldn't. I mean, they didn't get a first down until the second half, and by then things were kind of out of control.
They elected not to bring the passing into the game, just to stay with their basic run, and really it was pretty much for the most part their basic running plays, and see if they could push them out of the way and move them. But boy, that's a big line you're talking about.
Yeah, it sure is. Here comes Coach Raintz. We'll talk to him as well here on the post-game show, and then we'll get set to wrap things up here a little bit. Again, the Cats go down tonight 50-5 to Reed-Custer. Joined here in the post-game show by the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Raintz. And Coach, I think we kind of knew coming into tonight that it was going to be a need for your offense to keep control of the football. And
that didn't happen, did it?
No, it didn't happen. No. And boy, there's just a lot of weapens on Reed-Custer's side of the ball.
No, we haven't been in this position a long time. I'm really proud of our kids. I thought. We ran into a buzzsaw tonight, and we knew Reed-Custer had a lot of weapons, and we knew going in. I mean, they're a really good team, and as we went through the game, it's like I told the kids that the dam started to break a little bit, and then we couldn't stop it. And once they got the momentum, they did some nice things offensively to change up some things, and we got mixed up in coverages, which was obvious. And McPherson, they just got a lot of weapons, and it was tough for us. But the bottom line is up front. We haven't been beat up front in a long time, and tonight they got us up front, and that's why we couldn't run the ball offensively. And we know that if we can't do that, now we get caught in a tough spot. But I also want to say though, hey, all the credit goes to Reed-Custer. I mean, they're a really good team, and we haven't, like I said, it's been a long time since we've been in a situation like this, but it's going to happen. And we wish them the best of luck. Now we got to turn we got to collect ourselves and get ourselves moving on to Lyle. Like I told the kids in the locker room, we need a game tomorrow. To try to get this taste out of our mouth. But by the same token, it's tough, and so let's get better from this.
And the one thing is, if there's ever a time for this to happen, it's now would be that time when you still have not week 10 or week 11,
right?
But to have something here where there's a lot still out there. I mean, they got 3 regular season games and hopefully a run in that 2A playoff field.
Yeah.
And again, for a lot of people, they tend to get hung up on one thing here or there, but your team in the past has been pretty good at kind of turning the page and going to the next week, and that's really all you can do at this point.
No, it really is, and we did get a little banged up tonight. Kyle turned his ankle a little bit, so we'll have to see what's going on there. But I think that's it. Hopefully that's it. But no, you're exactly right. You turn the page, and if we would have won tonight, we would have been saying the same thing. Yep. Okay, hey, good job, but we got to keep going ahead. But there's no doubt there's some long faces in the locker room. the coaches are going to take a look at what they're doing, including myself, to make sure that we're making the right decisions on things and doing things correctly. But, sometimes you play a very good team and you don't play well. And that happened to us tonight, and this is what happens. But like I said, credit to Reed-Custer. I think they're going to make a long run in the playoffs. And I know they got some games coming up here, but they're a very good football team, and give them credit.
Yeah, and then you have the kind of the weird flip in the schedule here where it's Lyle twice in one season. You kind of got to go up there and not try to overlook that either from what you had earlier in the year.
No, and it's a different gig. And so, like I said, we need a game. And so, but let's, we'll circle the wagons here this week and get ready for a Lyle team going up there and getting back to action. But like I said, hey, hats off to Reed-Custer. Great job tonight.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us here in the postgame show, and we'll re-rack it and do it again next week.
You got it. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, so Coach Jeff Freench joining us here on the postgame show as the Wildcats come up on the shorter end of things tonight. Reed-Custer came out and really left no doubt as they win it 50-5 over Wilmington here tonight. Cats moved to 5-1. Reed-Custer moves to 6-0. I can say with a great deal of certainty, Reed-Custer is going to make a run in 3A. Wilmington's going to make a run in 2A. The Cats still have 3 more regular season games left in which we believe that they can get those, and then you'll get that 2A run in the playoffs. And for Wilmington, it's just very simply you have to take this and kind of put that in the rearview mirror. Of course, tonight it's a little bit difficult to do because it's so fresh, but put that in the rearview mirror and know that there is a ton left to go after in this season.
Well, it's like Coach said, you got to learn from it. Make yourself better. Come back next week. Start putting it into action, building up that experience to get the playoffs, make a run.
All right, that'll wrap things up here tonight from Reed-Custer. Be sure to join us next week. We're up at Lyle, 7 o'clock on Friday night. Until then, thank you for joining us here tonight. We do appreciate it. We'll see you next week. This has been Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network.